catching anything. A second nano boosted Reinhardt. We're swinging through 5v5 right now. A huge purple onto the red team. Hylamesh barely surviving there. We are going to see the kill feed light up blue. A nice shatter here from Quack should be able to clean up this fight.
Yeah, and that just sealed the deal. I don't know if that one's necessary too, but Kite has been on it with these anti-nades in general. Just, wow, big plays coming out from them. I can't say how effective that last anti-nade up to finish the fight. Everything seemed so even until that last swing of that game-changing ability, really.
Absolutely. The tiniest and most well-executed plays here can really just turn the swing of a fight. An anti-nade here, a shatter there, a beat there, even just a quick stun at the right time. And we are going to see these ultimate trades coming out yet again, beat for beat, but the kill feed is lighting up blue. 4v6 right now in favor of the blue team. Should be a decisive fight, but it is still going on. Quack managing to swing in, crashing through with the hammer.
Yeah, a bit of indecision coming from... Oh no, that bomb wasn't very good either. Bit of indecision coming out from Hylamesh and Aquasauce here, really, on FreeLo. I would have liked to see the beat earlier, and it seemed like Hylamesh was super confused as to when he should use it, and Moonlight ended up going down at the very start of the fight. Gotta be able to match those beats as soon as you see it, or even just like a couple seconds afterwards, but you have to match those beats because the other team is going to be very aggressive as well.
Now it looks like we are going to see that sneaky shatter, Graviton coming here from Soulful from that corner, engaging at just the right time. We are trading shatters, and it looks like Quack Shatter will be the victorious one. A Nano Brigitte coming through. We actually have not seen any picks on the kill feed, only ultimate trades. Soulful does manage to take down Quack, but that Reinhardt going down first. Our blue team no longer has positioning available, and they are forced back into the spawn room.
Yeah, and the swap to the Moira is going to be a bit interesting because they don't have the damage augmentation because of the Discord orb, but what they do have now is burst healing, which
blue team coming in very quickly with the Graviton here through the choke point, managing to get a huge Diva Bomb going through a 4K. Honestly, with a 6v2, that again should be a very decisive fight, and we are going to see the Diva on the red side. Aquasauce is actually going to be retreating. They're trying to catch back up with the team. Does manage to get away. Blue team putting on massive pressure right now, holding them in the spawn room. We are going to see only the coalescence coming here from our red team. A massive shatter from Quack. Nothing to follow up on it from the red team. They're just getting decimated here, and the payload should be safely making it to the destination. A small stall here from Skyman. Will her efforts be rewarded? The Diva Bomb does come through, doesn't catch anything on it. We're managing to stall for the time being. However, the advantage is so far in the blue team favor. We do have the defender spawn advantage in this position. Red team still managing to come through and trickle in, buying every second that they can. A full health Reinhardt is coming through, but gets smashed by the opposition, and it's not going to be enough. Blue team is going to manage to take this game.
Yeah, Popeyes Buffet will take this series 1-0 now, holding Route 66, and pretty back and forth. The gameplay all around. Puckler with the play of the game here on this Diva. That 4K really sealed the deal for this.
And speaking of play of the game, guys, remember we are live right now, so we should have our MVP voting panel down there on the bottom of the Twitch panel. If you want to take a look at that, make sure you're keeping an eye on your MVP, whether that's your favorite player, the support in that backline landing every shot, or if it's your favorite DPS, whoever you think is that MVP, go ahead and vote below.
I'm not gonna make it. I'm gonna make it known that I think Kite is the MVP, at least of this map. Silent, but their anti-nades have been completely impactful and game-winning with these 6v6 engagements.
Absolutely. We are going to now see the bans and saves coming out now, of course, with Popeyes Buffet banning one map. We'll be taking a look at that here. And following that, we are going to be see FreeLo banning a hero as well.
Yep, I love this whole draft phase. Interesting to see what maps will be banned out and which ones want to be picked. It really just depends on everyone's disposition and whether or not they like 3-3. Keeney Maniac from Popeyes Buffet is going to want to ban Horizon, which is super interesting in that regard. Horizon is a very you can play goats on that map as well, but dive bunker is all fair game. It's just one of those maps that if you are playing the goats matchup 3-3, you can easily snowball from one point to the other if you get a really big advantage from the start.
Absolutely. It is all about that execution, making sure that we can get that momentum going. Winning that first fight on any map, but especially on a King of the Hill or on a 2CP map, it's a massive advantage. You just get that alt economy. You get the advantage of being able to choose your next fight with the other team disadvantaged. Being able to press that is usually what's going to win you a game. And if you do lose that second fight pushing in on a 2CP map on that point B fight, it's usually going to indicate a much longer game ahead.
Yep, and we're going to be seeing saves and bans here.
Looks like we banned Horizon Lunar Colony.
Mhm.
And let's see, FreeLo chooses Hanamura as the next map. So now it is going to be up to Popeyes Buffet to save one hero and choose whether they'd like to attack or defend. Following up, we will have FreeLo choosing their hero ban.
If you're playing against a team that you think is better than you definitely want to defend first. That's my motto, because you want to see the strength of their lineup and what they go with for attack first, and then go for your own attack and try and formulate a plan with some info already in mind, especially knowing the map that you're already on, right?
Definitely. And it also looks like Popeyes Buffet will be choosing defense, saving Rhine.
Yep, Rhine is a big one. I think they want to go for something like a 3-3 comp, and I want to see FreeLo try and go for the Lucio ban, because even if the Rhine is safe, the Lucio is really the support that augments the Reinhardt to do a ton of damage in this matchup.
Definitely. And also having no Ryan, I have seen some cheeky plays come out of some other teams on this map. For instance, one of our champions in the past did show a Symmetra based play using the teleporter to mitigate the lack of shield. Managed to just teleport right onto the point. And stuff like Hammond or Winston coming out as well has seen a pretty high amount of effectiveness on this map. So not necessarily having Reinhardt, not having Reinhardt doesn't necessarily mean that this game is over right off the bat. And it is like you predicted, actually, the Lucio ban.
Yeah, Skyman from FreeLo is going to be banning the Lucio. This is a really good ban. When an opponent team is really highlighting their Reinhardt and their play, it's actually the Lucio that is doing most of the work with the engagements. And without the speed boost, the Reinhardt is going to be crippled in that it can be easily kited if you have your own Lucio to try and speed you up. So I think that FreeLo can really take advantage of this lack of a Lucio pick here. Go for the 3-3 composition and try and snowball. All they need to watch out for is either like a really cheesy strategy, like a big bunker comp with the Bastion, maybe a Torbjorn Symmetra, or they need to watch out for the Mei to try and stall them out with the wall to try and wall them off from this corridor, the first point.
Mei definitely a popular defensive pick here, and getting past that with only a single choke point to move through in a tiny high ground window that's only accessible to mobile heroes, yeah, that Mei definitely can cause a big hindrance to a lot of teams. We'll see if that's what they decide to do here.
It looks like that's what they won't do. However, they'll be running the Junkrat on defense instead of the Lucio. And they'll be actually running the Ana. So triple support, double tank with the Junkrat. Very interesting to see. If I was FreeLo, I would definitely be thinking about running your own Lucio. Because a Lucio versus a non-Lucio means you have the positioning advantage every single second of the team fight. And it's a little painful to see that they're going to be running a 2-2-2 clone. Not gonna lie.
To some people painful, and to some people what a blessing that it's not 3-3, right?
Oh well, I actually would have wanted to see 3-3 because I wanted to. I think that FreElo's ban was really warranted, and they should be rewarded with that amazing Lucio ban.
Definitely. We are going to be seeing Thorn coming in, trying to buy that space for his red team. FreeLo very patiently playing footsies here. Seeing Anna's throwing those healing nades out. Doesn't look like we're going to be able to get a whole lot of progress. We are trying to see Aquasauce there, trying to stun Quack's shield down. And still both sides not trying to advance past that choke point. Looks like Soulful teleported in, tried to get that backline damage using the Reaper that he is so well known for. And we are going to see that nano boost coming in now. Thorn receiving the nano, trying to get that space, getting booped back by not only the Brigitte, but the Junkrat and the Reinhardt as well. And it's all we needed. Just one little misstep there from our red tank is going to cost the blue team victory. I'm sorry, the red team victory there, and blue team is going to be able to push them back.
Yeah, and FreeLo really need to make some swaps. Yep, Soulful's going to swap to the Pharah. It's not going to be as effective because it's not being augmented by the Mercy Pocket. Skyman's going to stay on the Ana, and I don't doubt Skyman's Ana. Skyman has been an excellent Ana, and definitely in getting your nano boost. Oh, they take down Puckler with the Fire Strike. This is huge. Absolutely.
We are going to see that pick, and Soulful shooting those rockets from above. They have nothing to counter this on the blue side other than an Ana, perhaps a Zenyatta. But as long as that Pharah keeps flying and that damage keeps getting pumped out, Kite's time is going to get divided between healing and trying to take down that Pharah. And of course, they are going to swap that Junkrat to a McCree to compensate.
Yep, they endure the shatter coming out from Quack. They get a really nice nade from Skyman, who's been excellent on this Ana now. Both Anas in these past games have been very excellent and really match deciding. And they are able to like tank their way through that fight. Thorn already taking some damage, but they have the Graviton, they have the Nano Boost, they have a bunch of support and tank ultimates ready. And I think that FreeLo can easily take this if they bait out the Transcendence from Mr. True here.
Definitely, we are moving up on the high ground, trying to take that fight. Two Gravitons coming out simultaneously. Soulful getting stunned on the one, Puckler managing to get damage on the other. And looks like that's going to be a quick fight here. Blue team managing to clean it up. Only two of the red team members surviving.
Yeah, Puckler, that was an amazing stun coming from the McCree. Able to completely give out that Reaper. Soulful just not getting a lot of work done. I saw what he was going for, and I definitely could agree with it, but you can't doubt these players, and you can't disrespect them either. Puckler has some skills, and they have the ultimate coming from Techie Gib online again, too. Nothing really to mitigate it as well, so they decided to go through this next corridor. Techie Gibbs is going to get a really big kill here. Keep an eye out on the Hanzo. This Dragon Strike might be huge, and they don't have a D.Va to counteract it.
Yeah, nothing to counter the ultimate combos
from behind,
here.
Soulful.
We are just looking for Shatter coming out from Quack right now. We are going to see that huge Dragon Strike come through, just like you were saying. And that's it. It's three people right there. A Nano Boost just to finish it. Might not even be needed, but just in case, we are going to use it to secure that fight. Looks like Soulful and Skyman. Soulful not quite being able to escape, and Skyman getting out by the skin of her teeth.
Yeah. Just really trying to get out there. Make sure you're not being staggered, but yeah, that Dragon Strike, you don't have the Zenyatta ult to really mitigate it or any kind of countermeasure, and that Hanzo is going to take you down very easily.
So it looks like FreeLo is going to go for a different approach here. No longer are we on the high ground. I am seeing two ultimates up for our red team versus two almost four for our blue team. For the time being, the game is pretty neutral. And speaking too soon, of course, Puckler does manage to get that big pick on Soulful. The primary DPS going down on that red side is going to be a huge detriment to this fight. Blue team managing to clean it up with two more picks, forcing red back to their spawn.
Techie Gib and Puckler have been on it with the DPS. You could tell that they've definitely been practicing the DPS role, despite having to play, you know, 3-3 goats and some scrims every single day. Yeah, the McCree's doing really well off of Puckler, able to be getting some stuns off and quickly taking out Soulful whenever he pops up onto the Reaper here. Soulful just isn't getting as much value out of the ultimates as he has been in the past. This 2CP map makes it very hard because you know that the enemy team, you know where the enemy team is going to be coming from, and Soulful coming from behind though, this could be good, but he needs to be very careful for the McCree.
Oh no! Manages to dodge one stun with the Wraith form, only to get hit by the other, canceling the ultimate, denying the double kill. Aquasauce does manage to get one pick. The Graviton does also take 2 down. The enemy Deadeye coming through to finish up this fight.
Maniac is... That was a crazy 3K from him to save that map, and a nice nade from Kite. Like I'm saying, both of these Anas have been fight winning with their nades, just really getting tons of nades off. And to be honest, as someone who plays a lot of support, if you're not playing a diva to try and eat up these nades, like these Anas are just going to keep doing what they've always been doing, and that's slapping you with all the anti-healing here. No divas in sight.
Definitely, and with 2 ults on the red side to only 1 on the blue side, it seems like FreeLo might have a good shot at this fight. It is 2 support ultimates, and we did swap onto Winston a few fights ago, trying to take advantage of that high ground. We are going to nano the Winston right off the bat, only for him to get stunned 2 times and then dead with the Discord Orb. 2 picks coming out from our blue team, and despite the ultimate advantage, it looks like red team isn't going to be able to take this fight.
Yeah, that's just one of the points that I have been bringing up in the Watchers tournament. When you're playing a Winston, you can't just dive in on the tanks. You will die. It doesn't matter if you're nano boosted. If you jump in onto the main tanks like a Reinhardt, you are feeding. And that's kind of what Moonlight did, and you need to be very careful on who you dive onto and where. Ideally, you want to be diving behind the back line of the opponent and make sure that you distract them and you make the ghost composition turn around and focus you at least then, because you need to distract the enemy team as well. Make space for your team. Don't just try and be the one that does damage. You need to play this a little smarter. Moonlight does have the primal here. We'll be using the primal just to start off the fight. Gets a kill already. Nice.
Soulful did go in for that flank alongside the primal as well. We do manage to get the picks necessary, and that was a great instance of coordination here from FreeLo, going in at the same time, managing to get that kill right off the bat, and it snowballed right away from there.
Yeah, they made that look easy. And interesting, despite having, you know, only a 23-second time pool here, they or 16, excuse me. They really made that last fight look very easy. Moonlight with a very good primal. I thought it was a bit underwhelming to start off with because he just charged right in with the primal, but it distracted the enemy team. That's exactly what you needed. You needed to make space for your DPS heroes, and the space was made. The Zenyatta was taken out immediately, and that was the fight in a nutshell here.
Absolutely. So we are switching sides here now with FreeLo on the defense and Popeyes Buffet on the attack. Now, we have seen more or less kind of similar strategies coming out from FreeLo. A lot of emphasis on Soulful's Reaper play, a lot of just standard Rein Zarya, Winston Zarya. And it looks like we are going to be taking a similar route here on this defense as well. Running Soulful on Junkrat, actually. It's actually the exact same defensive comp that we saw out of Popeye's Buffet on the first round here.
This is really interesting to see. I wonder what Puckler here is going to be playing. Puckler is normally their diva player, and it's interesting to see they might be running 2 main supports. 3 main supports? Do I have 4? I'm just kidding.
2 supports. Well, I hear 3.
Yeah, I know. This is like an auction. 1. I have 1 main support. 1.
2, 1. Attackers in.
No, I'll just be running 1.
And here we go, just like we were saying earlier, a Symmetra-based strategy coming out here on the attack. And we have seen this. Wait, wasn't Reinhardt banned? Oh, yeah, wasn't Reinhardt banned?
No. Lucia was.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Reinhardt was saved, wasn't he?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, Reinhardt was saved, so they're gonna have a tough time getting through this choke with the Junkrat here, but you can see how that happened last time. Normally they ended up winning their last 2 fights, but I think it was Puckler who was playing the Junkrat, ended up getting caught up by a fire strike. Puckler catches out Aqua Sauce. This is huge. They could
Yeah, and
definitely go in
Puckler
on this.
laying down that teleporter as well, allowing the blue team to take this nice high ground position up in the Padoga. And it looks like we're just going to play it patiently here. Despite that pick, they could go in. We're just going to try to push in using the symmetric teleporters very effectively, moving around where the blue team can't get hit. Look at this. This is insane.
This is so sneaky. This is like Metal Gear Solid Overwatch edition. Here we go.
Here we go. The engagement is going to be forced right here on the point. Blue team still with a high ground advantage. We are poking through on these windows. Quack trying to buy that space for the team, getting pushed out by a Junkrat. A soulful Riptire could come through and end this whole fight, but it has to be at just the right time. Blue team actually does get smashed way while I was saying that, so I mean, I guess we didn't even need the tire that got destroyed by Puckler. But you know, that's all good. I guess we're just gonna smash through. Moonlight leading his team to victory.
Yeah, it's a disaster, and yeah, it's sad to see that play doesn't happen. They took a while in really getting to the point too. It was very methodical, but in the end, just the spam from Soulful is gonna take it. Wonder who they're gonna be able to nano boost in this next engagement. Skyman on this Ana does have the nano boost, so I wonder if we'll be seeing a nano boosted Junkrat. He's been doing a ton of damage. They're gonna teleport to the point though.
Teleport to point and lay down that shield right there at the same time. A big transcendence coming through along with a rally, a big shatter as well. We are just dumping ult into this fight. Only 2 picks on the kill feed at this time though. 4 now, and it is a red team favored fight at this point. Ults coming out from all sides did manage to cause massive damage.
Yeah, really nice plays from FreeLo. Again, amazing anti-nade from Skyman. Unfortunately, you're going to be put back to spawn, and it's going to be a long road away trying to get back to the fight here. We might not even see Skyman for the first engagement here if they're able to move up quickly. And I feel like that's exactly what they should be doing. Now, Puckler and Mr. Shrew did swap to the Pharmacy combo, so they could be doing a ton of damage here. Techie Gib is going to be on his trusty Hanzo as well. They're going for a lot of poking shield damage. Oh my god, Skyman's so low already.
Here. Puckler going, setting up the death from above here, and the Riptire coming out to start off this engagement proper. Does get shot down by Techie Gib alongside the Zarya. Red team holding on point, trying to survive all of this siege damage. And Junkrat into a Pharah, unfortunately, not going to be able to get a whole lot. Not a whole lot that we can do to counter that Pharah. We are trying to buy that space here. Quack moving in with a grab, another grab to counter. 2 picks coming out for the blue side. 2 picks to trade from red. This fight absolutely crazy, almost an even fight. 2 more picks coming out for blue. This attack might be able to come through strong, but it is a rally coming out from from Thorn, managing to add the extra sustenance needed to keep Brigitte and Zarya alive. They are manning. That's a very hard charge. Zarya pushing out the blue team, not quite able to get through with the CPS, but it is a 4v1 situation right now. Blue team is pushing back in. Red team trying to buy all the time they can. It is now 6v1. Zarya going down. Moonlight coming through, but does get purpled. A nano Zarya. That Zarya just won't die, and it is going to be a shatter hitting the shield. The Transcendence coming through to hold this team together. Riptire might be able to get the value. It is now an even fight, but it is going to be Techie Gib coming through with the Dragon Strike to finish up this fight.
Oh my god,
spoke too soon. There's a Graviton, and yes, okay, so it is the Dragon Strike at the end of the day is going to hold this up, and unfortunately no Graviton to hold this attack. Only 1 ult on the board for blue, however, this might be a reset situation.
That grab from Aqua Sauce was a bit of an overextension. They held that fight really well, and I was so hyped to see that amazing Brig and Zarya plays from Thorn and Aqua Sauce to really hold that 2v3. That was some really good plays. Unfortunately, Popeyes buff have the spawn advantage, you know, and FreeLo they didn't have the healers to really get back to spawn. It's going to be the Pharah versus Junkrat here. Soulful trying to go for the frags. He does get Mr. True here. Amazing pick. That's going to be the end of this engagement.
Yeah, honestly, that main healer goes down and it's over just like that. We are going to see the regroup here. Unfortunately, Puckler going down with some sick accuracy here from Skyman.
Yeah, she's been on it with the Ana lately. I haven't seen a ton of pickoffs from her specifically on the primary fire from the Ana, but I've been seeing a lot of like fight-winning nades here, and both teams seem to be vying away from the D.Va pick, meaning that Ana is super useful on both of these compositions. Why wouldn't you run it if the anti-nade is going to get a lot of value every single time? There we go. Popeyes buff trying to go in on this corridor here, and we get a pause. Aww.
Yeah, unfortunate to see that
Unlucky.
pause here, definitely.
We'll see what's going on in a moment. I'm sure one of the teams is going... Oh, it's going to be Puckler that disconnected. The game will automatically disconnect whenever it senses that someone has a ping spike or some kind of network-related issue. It is an option in Overwatch, especially for tournaments such as this, and it prevents things from going too awry, especially when you're getting into these really high-octane team fights. I'm sure that Popeye's buff are going to need to reset after this anyways.
Luckily, it was Puckler rather than, well, I suppose that was their Pharah ult. So actually unfortunate that their ult charge is going to get reset there. And the fight in the current state right now, this actually could be not so great for the blue team. They are on the attack, so they are going to get another try. 2:37 still on the clock. Meanwhile, in Twitch chat, yes, I did horribly
Apparently,
mispronounce
I'm the
word
quiet boy,
Dakota.
and you are the loud boy. Oh no.
Yep, mixing up that G and that D. My bad, guys. Thanks for the correction. Gotta go back to school.
I'm really sad that I'm the quiet boy. I'm normally the loud person.
I think that just means we gotta up this hype a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of interesting watching this stream. We gotta get a second to breathe and see how this broadcast is going. I'm gonna take this opportunity. Make sure you are still looking for that MVP, guys. Make sure you are looking out for your favorite carry and vote for them below.
Okay, I wanted to talk about the MVP voting, but it seems like there's been some shenanigans. Don't bother voting because Kite already has 70 votes. and everyone else has 2.
Well, Kite Master Race then. You know, make
So,
sure make sure that if you disagree with that vote, that you vote this is a democracy.
It's too late. Voting's over. Oh yeah. I forgot. The more bits you donate, you can actually vote multiple times. I had completely forgotten that. Thank you, producer dude. So yeah, you actually can vote, and even though there are certain other players that are a bit skewed, that might have the vote won for them already, you could still donate a little bit of bits and make some more votes. I didn't realize that was a thing, and I keep forgetting.
And, you know, I suppose since we're on the topic and we're still waiting for this DC right now, massive shout out to our host, Refused Arch of the Watchers Discord. He's pretty much single-handedly organized this entire tournament for the past 3 months, getting all of the staff necessary, doing all of the production work, all of the broadcasting, and he's been doing a phenomenal job. So I just wanted to give that shout out to him.
I'm the big gay for Refused. The big gay.
So we are still waiting for this DC. Looks like, yeah, Puckler lost power at his home, unfortunately. So we are now reconnecting according to the match chat. And we should be seeing this game underway in just a moment. And again, game status right now, we are seeing only one ult here for our red team. FreElo, Moonlight with the Earth Shatter. Puckler, unfortunately, getting his ult reset. We do have a Graviton and a Valkyrie coming up as well as an Earth Shatter for Popeyes Buffet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, unfortunate that Puckler's going to have his ult reset, but if I do recall correctly, he only had it at 30. So it didn't matter too much. He will be joining. I'm interested to be seeing how he'll be playing this game on mobile now that he's playing the Overwatch mobile client. So we'll see how Puckler does now.
All right, looks like Puckler is back. Both teams are ready, and we will be counting down this match.
I'm also ready.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and it's game on, boys.
And Quack
All
dies.
right, we are right back into this fight, and it looks like blue team very smartly is going to back right the heck off.
Yeah, Quack was like 100 HP. They're gonna sit outside over here and try and get some extra ult charge before that they can go in on the engagement with their trusty Pharah, who will be playing the high ground and try and be playing away from the team here.
And we'll be coming up with 4 ults to only 3 right now.
Oh no.
Big pick here from Thorn on that Mercy. And again, main support going down so early is going to be a lost fight right off the bat for our blue team. No ults will come out. And Thorn picking off the Pharah as well. Who says you need hit scan?
Yeah, Thorn and Techie, just both individually, these Hondo players have been very great. Both these DPS players just have been going crazy this whole match. It's really been them versus the other. Really Thorn versus Techie this entire series. And yeah, it's been really interesting. Will be cool to see what the next compositions will be bringing, the next maps. Quack will be swapping to the Winston, and to be honest, I'm perfectly okay with this. I feel like he should have done this last fight, though. I don't think he's going to be able to get his ultimate for the next engagement. But yeah, a lot of fights coming out for either team. We have 4 versus 5 ults here.
Yeah, we're going to see massive amounts of ultimate coming out from both sides right now. I believe that's already 3 ults down from both sides already. I can't even name them all. We are going to see that Nano Ryan falling down into that pit. I don't think I've seen any picks on the board. Just kidding. Okay, there is that Resurrect coming up from our blue team. Now a reset situation. We're going to see a combo coming out, but it's only going to catch one person, and the Transcendence will nullify it entirely. Soulful coming out with the Riptire is going to pick Caniac Maniac out of the game, and that should be a fight, a 5v6 situation. Moonlight trying to hold that space with the rest of the team pushing them out, and blue team 3 picks off. That's going to be the fight.
Soulful being really aggressive here with this Junkrat. He's going to lay a trap on that rock there for any unsuspecting customers here. Is D.Va going to take that bait here? Is anyone going to step on that rock? No. Okay.
Looks
that
like
was
not.
nice. I was really excited for that because it looked so cool, and it was totally hidden. He's gonna be spamming out the back line. Gonna get dove on. No, he gets.
We did swap to a full dive comp here. Winston moving in with a D.Va, not quite getting onto that high ground, forced into a poor position, and it looks like it's a bit of a. No. I definitely see a Hanzo on the point. So it's one of those C9 things where it's not really a C9 and just Blizzard says it is.
Oh. What an unemotional ending to that. I was so hyped. Both teams really neck and neck here. Great defenses coming out from both teams. Wow, great left clicking Thorn. This is really the epitome of Overwatch right here. Wow.
All right, and congratulations to our winning team, Popeyes Buffet.
Oh yeah, and Popeyes goes up 2-0.
Indeed. So we will be going on to round 3 with the map ban, the hero save, and the hero ban as well. We will be finding out the results of that in just a moment. And again, guys, remember to vote for that MVP. Even though we do have that situation with Kite, you can always donate more bits and beat him.
Yeah, you can. So next maps, we have Horizon has been banned, Hadamar been played, Dorado has been played. So Lijiang, Ilios, Busan, Route 66, Eichenwald, and Hollywood are eligible still. We have the entirety of the control matchups. Are we going to see a control map this series? God, I hope so.
We have not seen control yet.
I know,
So,
it's so
it's
weird.
quite possible that we do see that coming up next. Generally, that is one of the more popular game modes, so I'm just as surprised that we haven't seen that yet. It looks like Hollywood will be the ban coming from FreeLo.
Oh, it looks like Quack is getting some MVP votes there, guys.
All right,
You gotta
and
make sure to
we
use
are.
your bits.
Yeah, get those Prime subs. Like I said, Refuse really deserves this, guys. He's really been working so hard on this.
Prime sub.
Hey, it's Sci-Fi with the Prime sub. Thank you very much, Sci-Fi. It is always much
I had it up.
appreciated.
It was up. Am I gonna get a shout out now? Refuse. Where's my shout out?
I'm not sure if Refuse is on mic. I think he's just interacting with chat, so I did it for
Come on,
him.
dude, you gotta unmute yourself. What are you doing? You gotta give me the shout out. He replies shout out in the chat. Nice.
Oh, and we will be seeing the control point action. Looks like Popeyes Buffet did choose Lijiang Tower as the next map. We will now be getting word on the hero save and ban in just a moment.
Nice. I am excited to see more Lijiang. We see a ton of Lijiang from the Watchers tournament. Seems to be one of the first maps that's like highly contested going into things. That's a lot of 3-3 compositions, but also, you know, in the Gardens phase, we see a lot of Pharah, Mercy. See a lot of dive coming out. Genji is also like a big one. A lot of Lucio boops being played on both sides, so excited to see.
Definitely. We've seen a lot of variety of composition on Lijiang Tower in the past. So just to see, I mean, both teams have shown a fair amount of flexibility. We do have those standard Overwatch staples, of course, the 3-3, the Ryan Zarya, the hard dive with D.Va and Winston. But we've been seeing those more niche picks, like we've been seeing the Hanzo, we've been seeing the Reaper, we've been seeing the Pharah Mercy. And those are really just testament to these players' skill and their ability to adapt and overcome any situation.
Yep. Yeah, I really want to see what FreeLo can pull out here on this third map. I think they might be able to surprise us. Definitely coming into this match with some interesting pocket picks here. I'm hoping to see something spicy coming out. I'm looking at their profiles. Could be really cool. Let's see what's going on. Okay, so Thorn is.
Oh, was I mistaken? Did I say Popeyes won the last game? I'm sorry, that was a mistake. It was actually FreeLo.
It was FreeLo that won.
Yeah, because they're the ones banning. Yeah, that was my mistake, guys.
Series. So we it's 1-1. Nice. All right, so Popeyes Buffet coming in with this ban. Was the Lucio a really good ban? Let's think about that, because to be honest, if you're not using a Lucio and you're banning a Lucio, what are you doing? What are you doing, FreeLo? I know you won that last minute, but come on. Think with me on this. What are we doing? We'll be seeing the ban coming out from Popeyes Buffet here. They're going to ban that here. But yeah, I guess this will be a series then, which is super interesting.
Exciting indeed. You know, it's one thing when a team gets 3-0'd, and it's another thing when you get that nail biter game 5 situation. And honestly, the last couple games that I have casted have been 3-0, so it is nice to see a little bit more action.
Yeah. 1-1. I'm interested to see what either team is going to be pulling out in this for Lijiang here. Pharah will be banned off of the side of FreeLo, so yeah, no Pharah Mercy combo. They're gonna have to be either playing specifically dive or specifically like something akin to a 3-3 combo. Maybe they play 2-2-2. You know, maybe they go McCree Hanzo.
Hanzo has been getting a lot of mileage from both teams at this time. And honestly, I think Pharah is a great ban for Lijiang Tower, with her prevalence being so strong, especially on the Gardens map, where you've got those bridges. We will be starting on Control Tower, however, so this is probably the least Pharah-friendly map, especially with 2 tiny choke points on both team sides, making it so easy to just choke people in there, hold them in that tiny room, prevent them from even getting out of the spawn.
Can I just talk about how much I hate the name McConzo?
McConzo.
Oh my god, stop. Oh god, it's
McConzo.
it's not Canton, please.
Oh, I'm sorry. We talking ships now? I'm not going down that route. We're not going down that route.
No, I'm not either. I'm just like, oh god, it gives me like creepy stalker lady vibes.
Meanwhile, on the internet, right?
Oh yeah. Oh god. Oh, it looks like the May is going to be picked out from Puckley here.
Right out the
Interesting to
gate,
see
we're
what
looking
Popeyes
at
can do.
go to the May and go to the Junkrat.
Yeah, Soulful on the junk. You know, he doesn't conform to the meta. Both teams not playing the Diva. To be honest, I'm looking at FreeLo, and I think they actually have the advantage. As long as they don't get walled off, Soulful on this Junkrat is going to be raining hell off the side with his grenades, because they're not going to be defense matrix. They're not going to be eaten up by the Diva.
All right, and we are engaging very quickly right off the bat. Maywall getting instant value, shoving the team in and allowing Quack to move in with that hammer. It is going to force FreeLo away just a bit here. We are going to see the rotation out of server onto the point. Another Maywall coming through, causing disruption on the red team. No picks yet, but now Maniac does manage to take down Moonlight. It is now a 6v5 situation, 4v6 situation, 3v6 situation, and blue team is just decisively cleaning up this fight with smart rotations and great Maywalls.
Yeah, and I'm not the biggest fan of that play coming out from Moonlight. He didn't keep his shield up while he was being Discord orbed, and as a Reinhardt, you need to be that shield for your team, especially in those 3-3 comps. Here's the tire coming out already for Soulful, though, trying to go and engage on this.
Could go in for the flank. He's stalling it, and it's not going to catch anything, unfortunate, but red team is right on top of them, following up that tire, gets right into the blue team face, takes 2 picks right off the gate. The Brigitte on the red side will go down courtesy of Maniac, however, it will be a trade, and red team is going to decisively take this fight with Puckler trying to stall for as long as possible, does manage to buy just those couple extra seconds of percentage.
Yeah. I think this is where FreeLo gets a ton of value because of the Junkrat, though. They're just able to freely lob bombs here, and whatever isn't going to be able to be shielded up by the Reinhardt is going to be free ult charge. It's already up to 50% this next tire here, just firing in things off of the side. They need to be very careful, though. Here's the Transcendence from Kai. Nice shatter, though.
And from the blue team, a shatter to counter it, and they did go in with the speed boost, but getting stopped in place by that shatter is going to lead to an even bigger ult combo. Graviton coming out from Aqua Sauce cleans up 2 members of the team. The others getting caught out of position and smashed right in the face. We are shoving. We are now shoving Popeyes Buffet into that spawn room.
Yeah, and brilliant plays coming out from Aqua Sauce here. Able to... Uh-oh. What?
Looks like a bit of a misstep here from Soulful, and our blue team capitalizing on it right away. A 6v5 situation. We do manage to actually see that pin onto the Reinhardt against the Maywall. The Transcendence heals right back up, though. Big shatter coming out from Moonlight. Bigger counter shatter coming from Quack. Actually manages to turn the fight around in an instant. Blue team coming out with 3 picks. 2 did go down on the red side. This Riptire could be the equalizer. And it does manage to catch Maniac. This is still an even fight on the point. Both teams respawning. However, the later pick being on the blue side. We're going to see a beat coming out for FreeLo. Still an even fight on point, but we are going to see Hylamesh go down. No longer even. We are now starting to see the blue team gaining numbers from the overhead. It is a 4v3 situation. 2 more reinforcements coming in from the red side. A blue blizzard is going to come through, force everyone out, and that's going to be the fight.
That's okay, though. You got the point to 90%. I think FreeLo is going to be happy with that. Aqua Sauce is going to be staggered out here, but it's not going to matter too much. They need to bait out this Graviton and Shatter coming out from Maniac and Quack off the side of Popeyes Buffet. But to be honest, if you're looking at FreeLo, you're pretty happy. You got enough time to stack these ultimates again, so you're just going to be fine. If you're Popeyes Buffet, you need to be very scared, because you need to use your ults proactively so that you don't just end up losing this point just to start off with. A lot of poke being
a massive rotation here from FreeLo. A Graviton coming out from the blue team, who did have the ultimate advantage going into this fight. They take 2 picks off of the Graviton, 3 picks off of the Graviton, 1 more from Maniac, and it's a done deal from there.
That's all right. You reset, you go again. You have a couple ultimates now. You have your own Graviton. Transcendence is going to be coming up soon. You have the tire to engage with to maybe make this a 4v6 or a 5v6. All they need to do is get in position to take this fight onto the point. Nice shatter, though.
Shatter coming from Quack, managing to kill 2 people right off the bat. We are going to see a beat to add extra sustain, and Quack is going to smash right through with his hammer. Blue team moving in with the speed boost, taking over the point. Thorn goes down, and Hylamesh right behind. We are trying to stall for as long as possible, but to no avail.
Wow, Quack is a god coming into that point. They're going to be able to take that first point control terminal here, and Quack just carrying everyone on his back. That Earth Shatter was point winning. That was completely 100% him. That stun was excellent, and it took FreeLo out of the fight completely, negated so many ultimates, took Skyman out, wasn't able to use the Transcendence, and just stomped FreeLo out of that point.
All right, we are now moving on to the next map of Lijiang Tower. We are on the night market. And so far, not seeing any compositional changes from either side.
Yep, it looks like we're going to be a little stubborn when it comes to things. Kite is going to be playing the Ana now. Don't know. I think that was a little different from before. They were running the Zen still.
And we are seeing a big rotation coming in from our blue side, going in front to back on this fight. We are going to start the engagement directly on the point. Lots of damage going out onto the red team. Blue team barely taking a hit. And what they do take does get healed up right away. It looks like this is just going to be a decisive fight with superior positioning from Popeyes Buffet.
Soulful is able to get his ultimate already up to 85%, so he will have his Reptire for the next fight. Just needs to make sure that it's 4 a.m. and that he's Jake so that he can use it to his maximum potential here.
It's 4 a.m. Jake is in your house and he has a Riptire.
Yeah,
and it looks like Soulful will be in your house with a Riptire soon at 88%.
The wall, though, coming out from Puckler is going to get the entire team.
Yeah, big wall there does manage to split off the team into 2 and 4 situation. Red team managing to capitalize, unfortunately losing 2 of their members in the process. This is now an even fight despite the initial advantage. We are going to take this fight onto the point. Red team trying to prevent Popeyes Buffet from securing any more time. However, it looks like even with those prime Zarya bubbles, the Quack is going to come through with that shatter. Riptire. Riptire trying to not confuse my alt names here. Nano Boost coming through to secure the fight. Sorry, NA casting right now.
No, it's totally fine. Quack just doesn't give a crap about those tires. He's
doesn't give a quack.
Them out of, yeah, he hasn't. Oh my god.
Totally just ducking everyone.
Yeah, his fire strikes have been perfect when it comes to taking down these tires. And this is that's an ultimate ability that you're completely negating.
Massive Graviton is going to pick 4 people out with no counter, all in a blizzard, just to ensure the fight. We do see the Transcendence coming through to block that blizzard, however. Skyman doing a really nice job of timing that. However, Moonlight will come through. A really nice timed beat there, as well as going to counter that shatter. So far, neither team has gotten any damage. However, red team is currently antied. They are going to try to get onto the point as quickly as possible, holding the fight on point. Techie Give doing their best, trying to keep the red team at bay. We are now at even healing numbers, 5v5. Skyman and Kite did trade. Red team coming through, managing to get 3 more picks thanks to Thorn coming out with that flail. We are just doing so much damage right now. Puckler going with the cheeky high ground on that wall, but it's not enough. We do manage to get that 99 stall, but the point is now in possession of FreeLo.
Yeah, they're able to take it. They only used the Grav, really, and the Transcendence to start that fight off because there was that amazing May wall to wall off the team. Puckler down to 0% on this ultimate charge here. It's going to be Junkrat versus Junkrat. Super interesting to see. Soulful with the ultimate, though.
Soulful with the ultimate, and red team does have the overall ultimate advantage as well. Quack whipping into the shield, and Moonlight coming in with the Airbud Shatter. Does not manage to catch anything, though. Blue team managing to retreat behind the wall here. We do actually manage to get a pick on Quack. Whether red team pushes on this or whether blue team sits in the spawn, looks like blue team will sit in the spawn, but red team is still on the aggression. With a man advantage, they're going to get every inch of this that they can get.
Yeah, and the really cool thing that I haven't talked about is that because they're Junkrats on both sides now, the Zaryas are getting so much value because you can just bubble out whenever they want. These these bombs, these grenades are being lobbed constantly, and as a Zarya, you're just eating all of them up and going, hey, thanks for the free ult charge, buddy. You know, they're constantly at high charge, so a lot of grabs being in play. Here's the grab from Caniac Maniac.
Big grab as well will get countered out by the beat and the Transcendence. Puckler despite the beat and Transcend is getting a 3-bomb here with that Riptire. Going to try to hold blue team at bay for the time being, trying to buy as much time as possible with that Graviton. However, it's a 6v3, 3-man advantage. Red team trying to keep as much space as possible, tickling the edges of that ring. However, it is not going to be enough. Red team getting pushed out. We don't have the opportunity to get through before the overtime, trying to do their best to get in. It is now most of the team in, but 2 picks coming through. Blue team having the superior position in a beat, adding that extra HP. This should be a done deal.
Yep, and it looks like it will be. No one able to contest. Great plays coming from Popeyes Buffet. They're able to take the series back up 2-1. Yeah, just great plays coming from Puckler, able to match that Junkrat and get that amazing Riptire to end it. Quack going to be getting play of the game on that amazing control terminal. Here's that amazing, I believe was a 3K, yeah.
Seeing some great Reinhardt play from both Quack and Moonlight. Very impressive positioning and shatters from both. The mind games are real between these two. We're seeing shatters getting whiffed into shields. At the same time, we're seeing these massive 3 to 6 man shatters allowing these teams to command a fight, to come right to victory. And whether these shatters connect or not, there's always something right behind it. Whether it's the Graviton or the beat or the Transcendence counter, we have been seeing nonstop action from both sides.
And just a reminder to vote for your MVP of the match here. It's still possible to change the results. I won't talk about who is winning right now, but yeah, if you put some bits in, you can add extra votes to the MVP vote and kind of make your player a shoo-in. So just want to sell out there. Also, if you have a Twitch Prime and you want to pass that over to big old Refuse here, Papa Refuse, you can pass that in and support the Watchers OW. It is really just like a one-man production here coming from him. So big thanks to him for putting this whole thing together for the past 3 months.
It looks like while Popeyes Buffet is banning, it looks like FreeLo is calling in for a sub. Very interested to see who they're going to pull in and how that's going to affect their strategy.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. They're down 1-2 in the series here, and I guess we'll see what happens.
Alrighty, so it looks like we're gonna come out with the ban on Dorado.
They're just I love that.
Dorado's not even in the map pool, is it? Or am I getting my map pools confused again?
You are. Dorado is in the map pool.
Okay. Oh, yep. That was the next month's tournament's map pool is not.
So it's Eichenwald and Hollywood that are the choices. That is...
Hollywood was banned earlier.
It was?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so then it is just
Dorado or Eichenwald, right? They just banned Dorado, so that means
it's just Hollywood then. Because they can't play another control map.
Yeah, the control map is going to be the tiebreaker, whether that's going to be Ilios or Busan. Yeah.
So it's got to be
Hollywood. It's Eichenwald. They banned Hollywood. It's going to be Eichenwald.
Yeah, that's right. I'm sorry. Eichenwald. They banned Hollywood. NA caster.
It's okay. We can't all be Korean.
Yeah, that's true. That was so sad. They actually Soulful from FreeLo is like, we want to sub out a player, and then says it chat, Aqua, you gotta leave. In the chat. I'm like, oh my god, I'm so sad. Oh, that is so sad. I'm so sorry. Aqua Sauce, no. So Pyfo will be in. Pyfo actually played in the series yesterday. Last night. And so Pyfo did pretty well too. They did end up losing that series pretty handedly, but I like the name Pyfo.
All right, and FreeLo will be choosing whether they want to attack or defend on the tournament-mandated Eichenwald.
You know, you played this tournament, and they've picked this specifically because now they can only play Eichenwald. This is so interesting because, yeah, they can't be playing the other two control matches. Super interesting. I love that the way this pick a ban phase is going up. Interested to see the bans coming from FreeLo here.
Oh,
FreeLo
man,
will be on the blue team now, and Popeyes Buffet will be in the red.
I want to take a minute to just appreciate Popeye's Buffet logo. Oh man, look at those delicious fries, that chicken, that cornbread.
I think it's a stock image, so I'm like not very impressed.
Shh. Don't ruin my dreams,
It's a
please.
stock image.
Please don't ruin them. All right. We are going to be having FreeLo. It is a side
cool
switch
logo,
here.
though.
FreeLo is now in the blue. Popeye's Buffet now in the red. FreeLo will be defending first here on Eichenwald, and Popeye's Buffet choosing to save Reinhardt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is super good. You want to be able to save the Reinhardt on Eichenwald. It is the lore hero that is played besides Brigitte, who is also the lore hero on this map.
We are right in the heart of Germany. And of course, Reinhardt, our valiant German soldier, our crusader. He will be saved.
Technically, doesn't Orisa have two lore maps? Because she has Nimbani and Eichenwald. Because she was like the villain of Eichenwald, right? The Orisa drones.
Yeah. She is an Omnic. So right up there with Bastion, the technical villains of this story, unless you want to count the Talon heroes, who are of dubious but not necessarily totally unethical morality. Very interesting plot twist.
Every Bastion player is a villain IRL. So is Orisa players. So is one trick Orisa players. How dare you?
You're preaching to the choir, man. I'm a 500-hour somber one trick, basically.
Hey. So you must love Orisa, because Orisa doesn't do anything to you. Like, at least Winston can scout you out, but Orisa literally just does nothing. Just stands there while your team gets hacked.
Nobody does anything to me. Gee, I'm somber, by the way.
Ooh, really?
No.
Oh, I thought you were... Your profile's private. I didn't know.
No, I got close one time. I'm
Nice.
decayed to 3K, stuck in diamond gold border.
That sucks.
No, I got close once, 3,800 back in season 4, and then I hit master a couple times after that. But nah, it takes so much to get to high elo.
Yeah.
You really got to be on point at all times, and then you got to grind a lot of games on top of that. It's a tough grind.
Yeah. I don't have the skill either. That's why I talk about the game and I don't actually play it. Interesting to see that we'll be running the 2-2-2 comp from FreeLo here. FreeLo in the blue, remember?
FreeLo now in the blue, yes.
Yeah. Thorn is going to be playing the Hanzo. It's the McHanzo combo. Ugh.
It is McHanzo.
My tongue hurts just saying that.
It leaves a bad taste in your mouth, huh?
Yeah, it really does. But Pyfo will be playing the Diva. It's interesting at these lower SRs we see the Diva Reinhardt really come out, and I actually don't mind it because why play Zarya if you're not good at it, right?
I don't think it's a matter of skill with these players, but you can get value from the Diva Reinhardt. You are going to be matrixing a lot of damage, increasing the longevity of the Reinhardt shield and allowing that extra pushing power. Despite that, Diva also can reposition on the fly, no pun intended, and be able to, whether she needs to defend a backline or she needs to aggressively push, we have the options available.
Yeah, Puckler taking some poke, trying to poke out the Reinhardt shield, the Diva. Not eating too much of those rockets here. Soulful running very low is potentially going to be picked off here. Nope.
Big damage there on Quack, but it does get healed up right away by Kite. Puckler trying to get the damage from the odd angle. Not quite able to capitalize, and Puckler will actually go down at the hands of Thorn.
Thorn is a monster on this Hanzo. We've been talking about him this entire series, playing very well. Maniac going to reset off the side of this cliff here. And that's a successful defense on the side of FreeLo here. Thorn playing that really well. They have the Dragon Strike combo set up with the Reinhardt Shatter. I really want to see that go and happen.
That's almost 5 ults coming up for FreeLo right now.
Puckler running very low too. Wow, Soulful just doing large work and trying to snipe out. Mr. True being taken very low as well. Wow,
That's
big snipes coming
setting
out.
up the reposition there, and Quag is going to be able to get the capitalization there with the Shatter. A high noon combo. 2 of the shots do get eaten here by Caniac Maniac, but managing to pick off Kite on the Ana is going to be big. No main healer. We are going to try to sustain a bit with Hylamesh on the Transcendence there. Quack taking it slowly but surely, going to try to lead the team in, making sure that we are not making any reckless moves here. Puckler is coming in, trying to get that flank, and it is going to be a big barrage coming through, getting shut down actually by Soulful with the great aim. Electric Cowboy coming through, and it's enough to turn around the fight. It's only
so
2 divas fighting. Soulful coming around on the flank, and that's going to be it. That's going to be FreeLo pushing out the fight.
Yeah, that was so even. What a fight. Minute and a half left. Soulful has the Deadeye. Pyfo has the self-destruct. And Mr. True on the side of Popeye's Buffet has the Valkyrie. Just that one ultimate coming up for Popeye's buff here. Uses the Valkyrie while Soulful uses the Deadeye. Doesn't get anything. Here's the bomb coming out.
And we are seeing that doesn't actually shatter that Reinhardt shield, allowing for a follow-up. We are now going to see the Deadeye catching that mech, and then no mech, no Reinhardt means no position, and red team is going to be forced to retreat.
Yeah, they really need to play these fights more aggressive. When they have the Valkyrie up, they have the bonus healing. Got to be able to take those fights as they happen. And Caniac Maniac, that's the worst kind of stagger you could have to try and get onto this point. They're going to have to wait for those respawns to come back. And all they have right now to attack this is the Shatter and the Dragon Strike. They're going to have to use that to their fullest potential. FreeLo coming out with 4 ults potentially on this next engagement.
A nice sleep onto Moonlight, however, it does get woken up right away. We are now starting to see ults come online for our blue team, but will it get countered right away by the Dragon Strike? It is going to buy a little bit of space, and we do see that pick onto Skyman. 2 shatters colliding, causing a short standstill in the fight, resetting, but Skyman is still down. Kite is going to go for that nano boost, but Thorn retaliating with the Dragon Strike does buy just a little bit more space. We are actually seeing an advantage here for the red team with 5 members up versus 2. A Transcendence trying to buy as much time as possible, but Hylamesh does throw in the towel, and again with the tongue twisters, I apologize.
All good. Techie Gib was the carry of that fight, and I think that Kite had missed the nano boost, trying to nano boost Quack there, but you know, Techie was like, all right, I'll take that nano boost and I'll do a ton of work. Ended up clutching out that really well. Puckler got that stun on to Thorn to finish off that last point and really get the first point. They only have 2 minutes to push this though, and not a ton of ults in the bag for them. Skyman does have the nano boost here that can really just win the fight on its own. Deadeye gets 2.
Soulful.
Wow.
Quack just dropping the shield for a split second. Caniac Maniac not managing to eat that Deadeye. We are going to see 2 picks right off the gate, and blue team charging right in. FreeLo taking command of their advantage and pushing Popeye's Buffet back into the buffet.
Yeah, FreeLo into the buffet here. What if they are the buffet though? What is the spawn?
Looks like FreeLo's getting some free lunch.
Ooh, those are
Looks
some
like
sick ones.
yeah, looks like all right, we are going to come back through here with that Dragon Strike coming out from Thorn. It is going to force red team to split up just a bit. A big anti
double bomb
as well. 2 bombs coming through, neither of them catching anything. And just because of that split though, we do manage to actually see, wow, a pick actually from red team. I was about to explain that incorrectly.
Ooh.
2 shatters colliding yet again, however, 1 managing to get that pick. Red team going through and getting the final fight here, shoving right through off of that earth shatter.
Yeah, nice shatter coming out from Quack, realizing that the Reinhardt was dead. Moonlight has his coming up, and defending this. FreeLo have a bunch of ults in tow. They have the Transcendence to try and negate out any ultimates coming up, but they need to be very wary of this Dragon Strike, especially coming to that narrow corridor. You need to be able to space out, make sure that you're not caught into anything. Deadeye coming out.
All right, is the Deadeye going to? Oh no, a boot comes through, forcing Moonlight off. However, we are going to see picks from Blue regardless. The fight looks a whole lot more stable on the overhead than the kill feed would make it look. We do still have 4 members up for our red team versus 5 on the red team with Moonlight on his way back. This is looking like a fairly easy fight. We're not going to see 9. Quack going in with the nano. It's a full fight here, 6v6 at this point. We do have a Tracer coming through for Popeyes Buffet. A Transcendent coming through along with the Dragon Strike is going to actually manage to get 1 pick. Thorn doing massive work right now. 3 picks coming from him at this point might be enough to hold this bridge, and it looks like we're going to be forcing the Buffet. And there's that free launch again. I wasn't trying to pun that. I was just trying to collect my thoughts after such intensity.
Yeah, I didn't expect that to be such a hold there. Yeah, they're only able to take the first point, and then about 90% there. Interesting that it ended right there and not at the very end of the point, leading to, we might only be able to see a couple of fights coming out from FreeLo here on this attack, but they can definitely tie this series up, and we can go to a map 5 if they're able to be dominant with this attack. I want to see more of the Mercy Farah coming out from FreeLo on this attack. They have a killer Mercy Farah. They're defending Thorn on the Hanzo has been just crazy. So I want to see Soulful on this Farah here. Maybe we'll get to see it. Nope. Gonna be Soulful on his trusty Reaper pick. And Soulful he's been a little hit or miss with this attacking Reaper here. Especially on the 2 CP maps, he's a little, I would say, there just isn't enough positioning on the maps for him to try and flank around. But what he really likes to do is get up on the high ground, flank around, go for these crazy plays with the Death Blossom, and really distract the enemy team so that Thorn can clean up at the end of this fight.
All right, and we are getting this game started. Looks like we're going to come in with an early teleport. Soulful on the signature Reaper going right in. Elusive speed boost to follow up. In this fight is already started. No picks yet, but we are trying to take solid positioning here. A couple cooldowns down now. We are actually, looks like red team losing the shield war here. Speaking too soon, Moonlight actually goes down. This is now a Buffet favored fight. Soulful in the backline does get taken down next. And with 2 picks on the blue side, it looks like our red team is going to be holding this fight very handily.
Yeah, they're just going to die on the point. Pyfo going to take a reset. Yeah, coming out from the attack, Thorn has the Dragon Strike almost, but the discrepancy in this is going to be between Quack and between Moonlight here on the Reinhardts. Quack, the defending Reinhardt, is going to have their shatter very quickly in this next engagement. His fire strikes have been very accurate.
Absolutely, and we are seeing this next fight here opening up with Dragon Strike, a really beautiful speed boost here, forcing the red team into a better position. We are going to see the Shatter follow-up with a Riptire as well, and that kill feed is lighting up red. The defenders with yet another good hold.
Yeah, really nice hold. They didn't have to use too much. They use the Shatter. Oh, looks like Thorn's going to pick off Puckler. I don't know if that's going to matter for the next fight. But they used the Shatter, the Tire, and the Rally, which was, it was pretty good. However, off the side of FreeLo here, they used the Dragon Strike to start off the fight. They didn't use anything else, and Thorn is already 73% to his next. So potentially 6 ults for this next engagement. Is there Nano boosted Diva?
Not a whole lot on the red team to counter either. Moonlight doing a great job blocking that Diva bomb while the rest of the team capitalizes on the position. We are going to see a big beat coming out. Unfortunately, the Diva bomb, too much damage, nuking the red team off of the point, and we are going to see the kill feed lighting up blue. FreeLo with a great attack.
Yeah, great attack coming from FreeLo. They're able to cap now with this next point. They have 4 minutes and 15 seconds. And a brilliant Earth Shatter coming out from Moonlight. They saw the bomb coming from Pyfo. They were distracted on the bomb. It was a nano boosted bomb, which doesn't change the aspects of the bomb doing 1,000 damage here. But they were distracted on the bomb, and Pyfo goes for the shatter, gets them all on the ground, and even though Mr. True had used the beat, the shield just wasn't enough, and I was able to take down the entirety of Popeye's buff here. Moonlight being very aggro.
A little bit of damage before the fight, ultimately getting purpled and DPS down by the Brigitte. We are now going to see a red team advantage here. 2 picks on the ground. The Soulful all getting booped away and then stunned. He does manage to wraith away this fight completely in red team favor. They will be pushing at it, forcing FreeLo back into their spawn.
Yeah, that was a really nice boop from Mr. True there. Able to take the Reaper Death Blossom out of the engagement. They have the countermeasures for it. They have the D.Va to soak it up. They have the D.Va to the Brig to stun it out, and they have the boop. So Puckler's going to use this Deadeye. Don't know if it's going to get any value. Nice shatter though.
It looks like we weren't able to get much value behind those shields. However, the shatter coming through, managing to pick a couple people, but it was just too much here. Red team just very decisively winning that fight with the ult combo.
Yeah, nice defense coming here from Popeye's buff. They use the Deadeye really to start off this fight, and Puckler already at 60% to his next Deadeye. Been very dominant with these this DPS pick. Thorn as well, just getting Dragon Strike after Dragon Strike.
Mirror coming up with another massive set of ults here. Moonlight again blocking that D.Va ult. Soulful once again in the backline, this time not getting picked off. We are going to be coming up onto more ults. Dragon Strike coming through, forcing reposition. They should be able to get this pick on D.Va, but she does actually manage to fly away. Lucio, Mr. True, going in, trying to cause as much harass as possible. It looks like our red team will be retreating for the time being, but they will be coming out shortly with 2 more ults. Looks like we have a beat for a beat, a bomb for a nano boost. 1 more nano boost coming out from Skyman soon as well.
Yep. Keep an eye out on Soulful. He's being very aggro on the back line. Does shift in. Here's the bomb. Nice bomb placement.
Oh, absolutely beautiful charge here from Quack is going to force the shield down, allowing for 2 picks coming out of the bomb alongside with Thorn shooting behind that shield. Looks like Techie Gib is going to get slept. Unfortunately, Soulful not getting the damage needed due to the wake up. That shield absorbing half of the damage of that Blossom. It looks like we are still going to be able to getting damage from the blue side though. Red team trying to hang on, making sure that this point does not get on to its destination. Hylamesh coming through with a great beat, holding on sustained. A purple coming through, but with that beat applied, we are actually still going to be seeing Pyfo losing the mech, and a huge shatter is going to clean up this fight. Red team holding for the time being.
They're all gonna take a nap into the abyss here just for a moment while they respawn. And coming out of that fight, Thorn just the single Dragon Strike left to try and make sure this fight goes to plan. Because this is so far away from the point, I only think they're going to get 1 single fight to try and go for this. They need to be able to play this fight very safely and go for these amazing plays. Nice Dragon Strike. It's going to zone them out. Only a meter left.
And this is match point here for Popeyes Buffet. If they win this fight, they win the series. It is currently an even fight, 4v4. Ultimates coming out for the red side. We're trying to push them back as much as possible. Only 16 seconds left on the clock. We are going to see that beat coming out from the red team, Lucio, and that should be it. This might be GG. There's no stall potential out for the blue team.
Yeah, and Popeyes Buffet looking like they're going to stall it out. Hylamesh being booped. He's taken out on second left.
Oh no, and that's it. That's going to be a 3-1 for Popeyes Buffet.
Yeah, well played to them. GG's. Great plays all around from both teams, but Popeyes is going to take it, and FreeLo living up to their name, sadly. They were hoping that it wasn't, but Quack has been amazing off of this Reinhardt. That Earth Shatter and the boops really sealed the deal on that last engagement there.
And at 3-1, we can hardly say that this was not hard-earned for Popeyes Buffet. FreeLo really putting up a great effort there. Some really close fights. Popeyes just managing to clutch it out here in the end. We are going to be having one of the members of Popeyes Buffet, looks like Puckler, joining us No, he decided not. Never mind. Looks like we're going to be having one of the Popeyes Buffet members in here. Who it is to be decided. But on that note, guys, I know you've been looking out for your MVP. I've been seeing chat calling out for Kite. But if it's somebody else, maybe Quack, maybe it's Moonlight, maybe it's Skyman, maybe it's somebody else entirely who is just doing some work, make sure you vote, use those bits, get those Twitch Prime subs. Let us hear your thoughts. We are going to be having that interview coming in just a moment. And we're having some indecision on if it's going to be Kite or Quack.
I think both Kite and Quack should go. They're both picking each other.
Looks like it's going to be Quack, so we will be tuning into them in just a moment.
Right,
Make sure you are voting for that MVP.
Yeah,
And Sci-Fi will be leading that. Let's go ahead and... Quack, there you are. All right, and we do have Quack here, Sci-Fi, if you want to take it away.
Oh, it's both of them. I told you.
We're going to interview both of you. Well, what a treat. We're going to get the dynamic duo here.
Partners in crime.
Yeah, you guys played super well this match. I was a big fan of the big cojones Reinhardt plays coming out from you, Quack, and Kite. Just some amazing anti-nades from the whole series. It was a great VOD to watch over, that's for sure, from you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. It was a fun game. It was really, really close too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that even though FreeLo, they tend to like lose these matches pretty handedly, like things are still close. They aren't just like the same thing in these series. They always make it interesting. That that no diva, only Junkrat 3-2-1 comp was really interesting on Lijiang coming from both you guys, just like trying to go for like whoever's tire was better. That was like, whoa, that was that was a big treat. We don't get to see that a lot at like other tiers of play. So
yeah, we enjoy running that a lot.
Yeah, I think FreeLo does
playing
too.
it.
I think they were taunting you by starting off the Junkrat there. So, yeah, that was just like what a fiesta.
Yeah, Jokes is always a mess, no matter who's playing it.
Yeah, and the whole thing is that it's that whole Junkrat, because there was no diva, it was just like whoever's Junkrat was more accurate was winning those engagements, because it was just pelting everyone with nades. So I got some hot questions for you guys. You guys actually played each other before in this series.
We
right?
did. Yes, I believe last match.
Yeah, FreeLo 3-0'd you guys now.
Yeah,
actually took you guys to the losers round.
Yeah, they actually did, but we didn't have the full like starting roster at the time.
yeah, a few of our people weren't able to make it, so we had to pull in some adjustments in order to play.
Unfortunate. That's interesting to see. Kite, you are the MVP, by the way.
Oh, bless.
It's a lot of votes. A lot of votes for you. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I haven't looked yet. I haven't even opened the stream.
Check the page real quick, but yeah, interesting to see that such a change of the roster made basically an 0-3 turn into a 3-1 here. So congrats to you guys for moving on. I think you guys had already answered what had improved. Was there anything else that you guys had improved besides just having everyone specifically on the main roster?
I feel like this time we were able to focus up a lot more, and we were able to just kind of change up what needed to change and swap off things that weren't working, and we were just overall more focused in the game.
Yeah, I feel like we did a lot more swaps this time. We really tried to adapt to what was going on.
Yeah, you guys made things really interesting when you were coming to swaps. It went from Pharmacy to, I know FreeLo was big into the McHanzo duo, but you guys really swapped it up as well. Got a lot of diva play as well. It was hard to tell what you guys were gonna play, especially coming out on the attacks, because you guys were varying it up, which I think is a really good it's a really good habit to have, and it's what costs a lot of teams their series in this tournament as well. If they're too stubborn and too arrogant on their picks, like say for example, yesterday we had a 3-3 composition, like a standard Reinhardt versus a 3-3 with the wrecking ball instead of a Reinhardt on a control map. Like you need the Reinhardt for the shielding, and it just wasn't there, and they refused to swap, so they ended up losing that round because the Zen and the Lucia were just pelting them with damage and getting so much ult charge that it stockpiled up. So good to see that you guys aren't stubborn when it comes to that. Definitely best of luck to you guys in the future. But I have just some lightning round questions for you guys. Real quick, Asher McCree.
Ash.
Yeah, Ash.
Balverstein.
Charmander or Squirtle?
Squirtle, dude. Pokemon trainer.
All right. And finally, what do you guys do in your spare time besides Overwatch?
Oof. A lot of Apex.
Okay, besides video games.
Oh, besides video games?
Yeah.
Lots of school.
Sleep in school, pretty much.
Damn. Sounds pretty one track, but that means that you guys are really honing your Overwatch skills, so gotta commend you guys for that. Thank you guys so much for the interview. We'll be taking this broadcast for a short break, and then we'll be playing the second match of this series shortly. So thank you guys so much for the interview. Callisti, is there any last words you wanted to say before we head to the next match?
It was a GG from both sides. Kite, Quack, thank you so much for coming in and interviewing with us. Great game. Really awesome to have you guys. For now, this has been Sci-Fi and Callisti with your cast tonight. Make sure you tune in for the match that we could not broadcast during OWL. That will be coming on shortly. And in the meantime, I'm Callisti signing off.
Thanks. well on this Winston. He really has no fear. He's comfortable with his Zarya bubbling him, and Sujo has his Graviton Surge almost in play. So, you know, unless Fission on this diva can really eat the grab, it's gonna be
the grab already gets off, doesn't get eaten, but they go in onto it. They get at least Kodama. Sujo gets onto Cappy. Mean balls finish off Jojo, and Sujo gets heat balls. It looks like Sujo's just popping off in the back line, getting almost all their supports, and they just have to pull back. And a fantastic finishing off Fusion.
Yeah, and they only use the Graviton Surge that I was talking to you about that just came up. Like, they have all their other ults, so there's still a huge advantage coming out for Power Supply unit here. And, you know, Faffer just hasn't been getting a lot of value with this Brig. They haven't been really stunning the Winston as soon as he's coming in. I'm sure that he's going to be coming into another dive here soon. They're just going to hold off and wait for the engage onto the point.
Yeah, it seems like taking this left side hasn't been really working well for them. But it looks like the Winston ult's gonna pop off, the Diva Bomb as well. They can pull back from this and maybe get something good here, but Volker goes down and Yeet Balls. Another Diva Bomb gets pumped off, but Mean Balls finishes off Jojo and both their Brigitte. That's just hard to look at. And Cappy goes down after the Graviton, but most of his team's down. After you use the Graviton at that point, you just have no value out of it. They can try to stall their Zenyatta's coming. Volker almost gets to touch the point. The V-drop comes in from Yeet Balls, holding it for a bit longer. Jojo on his way, but the Graviton does get Volker. Gets him almost down. The V-drop comes in from PSU, however. Sojo gets Yeet Balls. Vegeta's ult's popping off on paper. And, you know, you can try to stall this as long as you want, but you're losing people at this drastic of a rate. You're not going to be able to hold it for too long. Cappy goes down almost immediately. Paper down already, and all you have is the Ham and just trying to hold on to the point for as long as he can.
Yeah,
but he goes down almost immediately.
They're really trying to stall for dear life, but Power Supply unit is going to take that with a dominant 100-0 control. They're on Garden. Very dominant with that Winston Goats composition. Yeah, that was really good to see. You don't see a lot of stomps like this, and you know, with Control Terminal being this next point, you know, we could see a ditto of that happening again, because this point in general on Lijiang has been so one-sided. You can really, if you're using the Reinhardt with the Goats composition, you can use your shield to like completely block the doorway to the enemy's spawn and just try and destroy them from there.
Definitely. I think Kodama and both Sujo were just popping off on their tanks. The Winston went in the backline, got the pick. So did the Zarya, but it seems like we have the engagement now. It's kind of a 3-3 meta, just back-to-back, kind of mirroring each other's comps.
Kodama's getting a lot of ult charge already, 32%. Like, he's being super aggressive with his fire strike.
He's going in because they're timing their bubbles almost perfectly, so he gets the damage for his Zarya and he doesn't go down. Ramiel already gets Jojo down though, however, and they just push in on that. See, as soon as you lose their Reinhardt, you just have nothing. Kodama going in, not even taking a lick of damage, just a little bit low health, but not too much. Already pushes them all back to spawn. Fantastic gets a boop and a 1 kill. And
yeah, Fantastic doing well. They're able to secure the point, and look at Kodama's ult charge when it, in comparison to Jojo's. It's 100-40. Kodama's been really dominant on this Reinhardt here.
Definitely, if you're aggressive and your Zarya gives you those bubbles at the right moment, you're gonna pop off almost immediately. And Kodama knows how to play that aggressive Reinhardt, so it's going very well for both him and his Zarya.
Yeah, even look at Fantastic. We're gonna start seeing some like really cheeky like flank boops or flank shatters. Here's Fantastic.
Ooh, the hammer down boop, absolutely huge for Kodama and both his Lucio. Fantastic. That was just perfectly timed. As soon as he got the Reinhardt out of the way with that boop, it just went down. They did. I mean, the hammer down didn't get as much as it wanted to, but they did finish it up in the end after. So yeah, that was pretty good to see.
And another fight where Power Supply unit only ended up using one ult. All they needed was the Earth Shatter, and if I may be so bold, the Earth Shatter is like the least important part of that comp, you know, and they use just that to win the fight.
Graviton comes in and the Transcendence from Volker. The bomb goes off, doesn't really get any value, but Faither already goes down by Kodama. Here comes the rally up. Kodama popping off, going in. You can see it from his Zarya too. You can see the perfect coordination from him and Sujo. As soon as he wants to go in, he gets the bubble. Sujo in the back gets charged and pushes up with him. Both of them doing massive amounts of damage and helping their Reinhardt just take down the team in a matter of seconds.
Wow, yeah, this is looking very dominant from Power Supply unit here. I didn't expect this much of a stomp, especially when it came to 3-3 compositions. But JoJo has the ultimate. They have the rally coming out from Spec Gaming, so they might make this from himself. Here's the rally.
The hammer down comes in once again. Another hammer down, however. As both teams down, but the beat drop comes in. Here comes the Diva Bomb, about to pop off. Hopefully it gets some value. Doesn't get any value. Yeah. Let's see, the Zenyatta ult's popping off. Here comes the beat drop, however, from Meatballs, holding the rest of his team. Goes to point just to stall. The team can push in through here. The Graviton gets eaten. Ah, that's hard to see, but they can try to push through here, but it's just really hard at them. You have no more ults. All the ults went down. JoJo does take down Koama, but Viper goes down as well. Diva Bomb comes in. The Transcendence is there too. No value on that. Transcendence is finding a lot, letting their team push into it. And it looks like, ooh, JoJo's gonna go down. It looks like PSG might lose this fight, however. They are losing numbers pretty quick, and it's just not looking good. Spec Gaming, however, is gonna take, because it's just, unless they can get everyone back on PSU in time, it doesn't look like that's gonna happen.
Wow, and Sujo's doing so much work with the Zarya. Keep in mind that Spec Gaming Cappy had swapped to the Wrecking Ball to try and stall out, but now they don't have the significant damage given by a high charge Zarya anymore. I think this next fight is going to end very handedly for Power Supply Unit. They're already taking this point here.
Both JoJo and Kodama both have their hammer down, so it's whoever can pop it off first, but JoJo's going down almost immediately. The hammer down comes in from the backline from Kodama, but it doesn't really hit the ground. That's fine, because that Graviton's going to do a massive amount of damage. Sojo, just powered up as he is, can just take anyone out. JoJo's not even allowed to use his Shatter Freak that entire fight.
Yeah, and Power Supply Unit is going to take the first map here. We're going to go into the map and hero pick ban phase. But yeah, dominant victory coming from Power Supply Unit. Sujo, in general, has just been an amazing Zarya here. This was one of the Gravitons that ended up securing them that dominant win.
Absolutely beautiful coordination from the entire team.
Yeah, and I think the big upside if you're at Spec Gaming and you're looking back at this match is that Fission has eaten one of those grabs. You know, you do see some coordination coming out from Spec Gaming. It's just that Power Supply Unit were so good with their ultimates. It seemed like they were planning things one step ahead of Spec Gaming, and you know, they were winning fights with one single ultimate. And when Spec Gaming were using ultimates to try and counter, Power Supply Unit were there. They had the ultimates to try and rebut that, and so every single fight went completely in their way.
Yeah, we definitely saw it with Kodama and Sujo. They're just coordination on both the Zarya bubble and when to go in and be an aggro Ryan was absolutely huge for their team, because that basically allowed them to take a pick and just keep going on with it. And the Lucio boost coming in from Meme Balls was absolutely huge as well. But,
Yeah,
you know,
it was.
from Spec Gaming, they tried to do the same thing on the first map of Li Jiang. They tried to go on to the left side, and they kept trying it. It wasn't really working because they would get choked up, Kodama would get pushed in with Sujo, with the bubble, and just take out one of their guys, and then the entire team would push forward and just wipe them down. Maybe if they went to the right side, maybe split up and just converged onto the point, they might have had a better chance of just taking that point in general.
Yeah.
But since they kept tunneling into the left side, they just really couldn't get anything out of it.
Yeah, I think you're definitely right, and unfortunate to see Meme Balls will be swapped out for Argon here for Power Supply Unit. Did you realize that it was Meme Balls versus Yeet Balls?
Ball.
Did you
Just
notice that?
That was the perfect meme right there. What do you mean?
Yeah, that was the perfect meme. The Yeet meme.
I'm more of a Yeet man than a Meme Balls guy.
Yeah, that's true. You are. Anyways, we'll be seeing a little bit of a delay here as Spec Gaming chooses the next map. Power Supply Unit had banned out Route 66, one of the escort maps in the pool, and because we just played Lijiang Tower, Ilios, and Busan are ineligible, so we might be seeing either Hanamura Horizon, Dorado, or Eichenwald or Hollywood for the map pools. Which one would you want to see out of those 5?
Probably Dorado, to be honest. There are a lot of good maps on there.
Yeah, I like Dorado. I like the whole like nighttime aesthetic. It's pretty. There's the whole festival going on.
Mm-hmm. And 3-3 comps kind of dominate on that map if you run the right one. If you run kind of a dive 3-3 with a Winston Diva in that, it does do some damage, but if you just go regular 3-3 Reinhardt Zarya and your supports of whatever you choose, Lucio Zenyatta or whatever, Ana, is a pretty good one on there, because they have to get to the card. If you can just get a good anti-grenade onto that card, it just leans up the point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's... And you're going to be getting your wish, because we're headed to Dorado. I definitely agree that 3-3 is pretty dominant, but I feel like dive does have a place on this map, especially on second point if you're faltering and the defense has some like a double sniper comp. You definitely need to swap to the dive tanks, or you're just going to be picked apart and flanked. And that's exactly what we saw from a match yesterday that I was casting. One of the teams was very stubborn in running the Reinhardt and Zarya, and against the defense from double snipers, and so the double snipers would just flank. And as a Reinhardt, you can only shield, in 2 dimensions. You don't have a 3-dimensional shield. You don't have the high ground advantage or mobility to even contest the snipers. So they were just having a field day and completely shutting them out. And that, you have to have that mobility to be able to contest the snipers.
Yeah, if you don't have mobility on any of that, snipers will just pick you apart from wherever you are. Unless you can fight them, but if you can't fight them, you're just basically out in the open, dead meat.
Yeah, it's one of those things where, as a team, you either have to come together and agree that everyone is playing as a unit and is in one single blob as a 3-3, or you have to be able to distract the Widow or the Hanzo sometimes. And you can't disrespect these teams, because a lot of them are Masters, GM players, and these hitscan players, they're going to hit their shots. These aren't...
That's what hitscan players are. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So it looks like Power Supply Unit will be saving the Torb, and Spec Gaming will be banning Power Supply Unit's Pharah. So interesting. We'll be seeing some interesting bans coming out. I would have rather seen a Lucio or even a Winston ban, or a Diva ban. That might have been a really good one.
Yeah, and Diva ban definitely would have been something interesting to see.
Yeah, because the lack of the defense matrix means that the snipers are going to run rampant, and even if you don't hit your shots, you can always do shield damage. You can always poke people out, especially the tanks.
Yeah, definitely. Without a defense matrix, basically any grenade kind of type things are gonna go into your team, just take them apart. Like, for example, Nash grenade, that just the dynamite and everything will just burn your team to a crisp.
Yeah.
Or an anti-grenade just in your team, just anything like that.
So something I want to see from Spec Gaming is, I really want to see something different other than the 3-3, because it's kind of clear that Power Supply Unit have the advantage when it comes to these tanky compositions. And they definitely seem like a more coordinated team when it comes to that certain comp. However, coordination really just depends on the comp itself. And as Power Supply Unit have the defense here, looks like they'll be running the Shimada brothers as their defense. And this is very strange. We don't often see Genji and Hanzo in the same match. Both play very different roles. Genji is more of a diver that kind of plays close to each other, and Hanzo is very snipey. He's very, he wants to stay away from you and poke you from afar and really go for some key snipes and do some damage from afar.
They're coordinated enough to where Hanzo can get enough damage, and the Genji can just go and dive and finish off whatever target they're on.
Yeah, I think that's definitely what they're going for. Now, Spec Gaming, on the other hand, will be playing the 3-3 comp. Fantastic. Being very aggressive, just right up in spawn, trying to go and boop some enemies.
Ooh. Wow. That's a good pick from their Hanzo. Oregon already gets a pick right off the bat from Volker. It seems like Korama and both I think it's Josh now on to the Zarya, so it's not the same coordination as Sujo, but it could still be pretty good here.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Josh was actually the diva in the last match, so yeah, Sujo not going to be playing the Zarya here, going to be swapping off to the Genji, and you know.
Ooh, the dragon comes in. They're all stuck in that corner. Gets
Wow.
a 2-man from Aragon. That's absolutely beautiful to see. Yeah, as soon as they're stuck in that kind of little corridor there, and you get a dragon there, you don't even need a graviton. You don't need to hammer down because they just have no room to move. So they go down almost instantly.
Yeah, and if I'm Spec Gaming, I'm looking at this matchup and going like, hey, is there anything that we can do compositionally that'll enable us to swap? Because Josh Watt and you know, Ramiel have their ults coming up. Kodama has their Earth Shatter. This is looking really bad for Spec Gaming.
Yeah, Josh Watt also has the Graviton, Ramiel, both with their Nano. The blade's coming up from Sujo. It could be a Nano blade, which would be huge. But here comes the Graviton, and we'll see what's going to happen. Sujo's in the back line, kind of holding off, going back and forth. And they just, as soon as that Graviton pops off, they put him in a massive amount of damage and just finish him off. They don't even need to use an ultimate other than the Graviton. Yep. Which leaves them open for the next 2 minutes to have at least 5 of these ults just up and running. So they have anything they could want to do here. Maybe the Nano Blade.
Yeah, that was a great, you were talking about nades, like, that was a really great nade from Ramiel into that grab. It wasn't eaten at all, and just, you know, you're putting in your health bars.
Ooh, the hammer down comes in for Kodama, gets to at least 2 of them down on the ground, but the Graviton also gets him in there. He might go down, but the beat drop comes in from Fantastic, keeping his Kodama up just for a bit longer, but here comes the Blade and both Dragon Nano Blade coming in. Sujo's looking for the pick, he finds 1, finds 2, but the bomb also from Fission finds Fantastic. Looks like, ooh, Argon goes down. Oh, Jojo gets down by Argon. And it looks like they'll be able to hold this. PSU still has the numbers up, but they have the quicker spawn on Spec Gaming's side.
They have a much quicker spawn here.
So they have to, like, pull back a bit, and they need to get the rest of their team over here. Kodama's already back in action, and both Fantastic, ready to go again. But here comes the rally from their team. Fafer just pops it off. They still have Jojo, who has his Winston ult ready to go. The Graviton's on point, going for as much damage as it can get. But here comes more with her ult from Volker, just giving their team some extra healing and a little bit of extra damage. Jojo trying to go around from the right side, from the back. And here comes the Dragon coming down. The Graviton gets both team. Aragon finds 2. That's absolutely huge for what they can. If no one goes down from this grab, it might be good for PSU. Kodama does go down by Jojo from Fantastic. Finds a pick onto the name escapes me at the moment. The Sujo's popping off onto Fission. And he just, that was a good blade, but I don't think it found as much value as it could have. But the Begito did go down in that fight and just lost. Sujo finds another pick onto Cappy. And
they're just styling on them at this point, yeah.
That blade wasn't even needed, but it was just more of a style move, and I kind of liked it.
Yeah. I did too, and this has just been dominant. Ooh, that bubble kind of blocked that shatter, though.
Yeah, that was a kind of a yikes shatter, but that's okay, because Kodama's going to prove that he doesn't even need to shatter it. Like, he's pushed up with Josh, and they just, like, really don't even need to shatter. Cappy's behind him, but see, look, you have to just wait for Josh and Kodama's both coordination onto this bubble when he wants to get aggressive. Josh gives himself the personal. He gives both Kodama his bubble and just goes into that Graviton.
Wow, and Spec Gaming can't even touch the point in time. Yeetballs wasn't able to reach the payload, and that was another dominant hold coming from Power Supply Unit. They really used the Hanzo and the Genji to maximum value. The Hanzo ults that were synergistic with the Zarya, just because they were synergistic doesn't mean the Hanzo wasn't just throwing them out and getting some kills, because he definitely was. He didn't even need the grav at sometimes. He would just throw it into a corridor that Spec Gaming were in, and it would just get a couple kills and win the fight almost immediately for them. And Power Supply Unit are going to be making this map look very easy. They just have to win one fight to try and get this payload around this corner here.
Yeah, definitely. We saw, like, they didn't really need any ult coordination with their Gravitons from Josh. I mean, they could have just gone for a Grav Dragon, and that could have claimed the point, but they didn't even need to. Argon was just popping out his Dragon left and right wherever he wanted to. But, and, you know, just Josh and both Kodama, they seem to have that same coordination that Sujo and Kodama had with their Zarya Reinhardt. So they could just go and get aggressive, and it was good to see.
Yeah, it looks like Power Supply Unit are going to be running something kind of fun here. We're going to be seeing 2 support for DPS, or it's going to be a 2-2-2 comp, but it's going to be the Torb and the Widow
5,
as the
3,
DPS
1.
characters,
Ooh,
and I really want to see
Spectre
this.
hiding in the right side room, waiting. They might take this fight to point, and it could be good for them, but looks like they're going to go chase after the Zenyatta who's going around, kind of like bait in a way, because they're just going to be able to get on the point, set up the turret, and both their shield. I mean, sure, it's a good pick, but what is he going to get from it? Zenyatta's about to be back in like a couple more seconds, and then they have the point already taken for them. And
Whoa.
Fantastic finds a pick on the Cappy. Jojo gets pulled in and almost annihilated by the entire team. The turret does go down from Josh, but that's fine because the team's there. The pull comes in from the Orisa, from Kodama, and they can just try to take down that shield. As soon as that shield goes down, Fantastic's going to get picks left and right.
Yeah, and Funtastic is just completely uncontested here, just able to do whatever he wants.
The anti-grenade goes in. Sujo gets that 2-man chasing after the Lucio, maybe for a 3-man, but Lucio's going to run out. Yeet Ball's trying his best, just stall the point, but it's not going to be that easy to do. He gets down almost immediately. Cappy goes down almost immediately as well, and the point goes to PSU and the whole map.
Yeah, and that'll be 2-0 so far in the series. PSU looking to speed run this match here versus Spec Gaming. They're taking this very seriously. You know, with this amazing dragon was awesome, and I think he ends up getting another snipe onto the Zari here. Oh, nope. Joshua's gonna yoink that.
run the pirate ship. Just, well, even if you don't have the Orisa, you can still run the pirate ship. I mean, Ryan, in a way, is a better kind of Orisa. You still have the mobility for your shield, but you still don't have like what's the word I'm looking for? The capacity that the shield has for Orisa. You can just pop out a new one in a couple more seconds, but like as Ryan goes down, it's going to be down for a little bit. It's going to be down for quite a bit. Back.
No, you're definitely right. It's just the whole thing about Ryan is that you can manage your shield a little better because you don't always have to put it up, and the fact that you can actually take some damage for your team is really good for your supports too. A lot of people don't think about that, but you know, exchanging damage when you have a capable support is often the better play. Even giving away some ultimate charge to the enemy team is perfectly okay if you have a capable support, because if you're exchanging damage and your healer is healing you, you're not only getting your own damage ultimate, but you're gaining your support's ultimate as well. And so when you play these Orisa comps, the healers are kind of starved for ult charge for a bit, unless they can really get some damage off.
Yeah, you drop your shields, Ryan, take a couple of hits, and let your healers just heal you up. As long as your healers are on the same page as you, when you're playing Reinhardt, you just don't go down immediately when you drop your shield and take a little bit of damage. You can totally get any support ults up that you want.
Yeah, and this is such an unusual defensive comp coming up from Power Supply unit here. They're not going to be running the Zarya. There's no Diva in sight. They're going to be playing the Roadhog Reinhardt composition, the R&R, with
Ramiel throwing the anti-grenade right in the air. Hopefully it comes down in time to hit him. And it seems like it just misses by a few seconds, but Faker gets Josh. That's an absolute huge pick. You don't have the Torb to heal you up anymore, and you only have an Ashe. Ashe goes down almost immediately by Cappy. Vision gets Ramiel. That's hard to look at. Aragon trying to hold the point by himself, but as soon as you lose your Torb and everyone just starts going down almost immediately, it's not looking too good. Kodama tries to stall for as long as he can, gets taken down. Fantastic as well, and it looks like they're going to just have to regroup on that.
Yeah, and it seems like Spec Gaming are mad. Like, you've angered them. They're definitely here for the reverse sweep. That was a very dominant attack here. Faffer here on this Widow doing a lot of work. Just initially just getting that first kill overall, all the way up to 80% with their ultimate charge. They're going to be able to use that that really aggressive Visor ultimate. One of the most fight-winning ultimates in the game. When you use that, you tend to win 70% of your matchup, 70% of your fights. So Fantastic going to be swapping to the Widow here, but
Fantastic. Yeah, it seems like Fantastic, unless he can bring it up now, Faffer is just going to go off on this. He's getting a lot of shots that he really wants, and he's just not afraid to show like a bit of himself. He knows that the Widow's not contesting him. He's on the high ground right now. There's absolutely nothing stopping him from getting picks. He's just shooting left and right. Kodama's trying his best to hold the point by himself. And there's the Ashe Dynamite popping off. But, yep, Faffer gets Fantastic once again. Shujo's going to try to go up there and try to finish him off, but looks like
try and go for a flank here on the...
Yeah, but he needs to pull back immediately. The Dynamite does come in from the Sujo, and it does hurt him quite a bit. Jojo pulls back. Argon tries to go for the hook, but it goes back. The Visor's back up on Factory, so now he has the walls to say.
This is a big hold here from Power Supply unit. Rip in peace, Jojo, who ends up dying to that random fire strike here. He's trying to hide off so that his Ana could heal him. We're definitely going to be seeing some ultimates come out from the next fight. Faffer with the Visor had already used it, but Sujo is in position. Jojo diving on top of him.
Jojo touching the high ground.
Nice plays from Jojo and the tanks coming out from Spec Gaming to really go on the back line.
Fantastic gets the nano, but is it going to be in the best use is the question. He's trying to get as many picks as he can. He does get the Tracer, but Jojo just chasing him straight down, going for whatever he can. If Fantastic goes down, there goes another one of their DPS as soon as Sujo went down. But Sujo's on the way back. He's already here. Fantastic does go down, but that's okay because he's going to get to the high ground and try to shoot behind them. He does have the Dynamite, he does have the Bomb, and he can basically do the best he can here, but JoJo's just being so aggressive on him.
Yeah.
Here's Josh trying to help him, but you can't really do much as a Torb against a Winston. Maybe if he starts, you know, using his Molten, he just tries to run at him, but JoJo's going to be able to escape from that almost immediately.
Yeah, and the whole thing about Spec Gaming is that they're really taking advantage of this Reinhardt. They're just diving on top of the back line, and Kodama can't do a thing about it.
The multi-core is onto the point, but it does get eaten just a little bit by Fission. But that's fine, because Bob comes out as well, holding the point. Here comes the Diva Bomb, however. If they can't shield Bob, Bob will go down, but he seems to be saved by Kodama. And it looks like they're trading out pretty well. Eatball's trying to get out of there.
Argon's just up in the front line, gets the hook onto JoJo.
Ooh, the hammer down comes in. You know, I think that one was just kind of for sure.
Yeah, he was sick and tired of the Tracer. Wanted to make sure that that Tracer was dead for sure. However, you know, we have the Nano Boost, we have defensive ultimates coming out from Meatballs on this Lucio here. And I think they're going to be okay. Off the side of Spec Gaming, they might end up taking this next fight. They just need to play away from the Reinhardt from Kodama. Uh-oh, need to watch out. Reinhardt's in that room.
Ooh, if they can get the Reinhardt in there, you know, you don't have the Zarya though. If they had the Zarya, if PSU had the Zarya here, they could send Kodama into that room, getting massive amounts of charge for both him and Kodama, and just absolutely wrecking them. Favor on the high ground again, trying to fight Sujo, but it's not even a fair competition when you have a Ashe versus a Widow. You just have someone who can one-shot, the other one has to at least hit 2 shots, but Josh's turret finishes him off as soon as he goes for the grapple. Yeetball's giving him the beat drop as soon as he gets in there. JoJo going in for the turret and chasing down after Argon with the rest of them. JoJo goes into the right side, going after Fantastic. You still have Argon by himself. Nano though, however, so he does have a bit of longevity with him. He has to just get this hook, get the Diva on the mech, and maybe get that on him. The anti-grenade goes on him, the Tracer, and both Fiona finish him off, and Cappy goes for Josh as well.
And it took a while for Argon to actually go down. Cappy making some plays.
Game 2 picks with Kodama, and both his honor are back on point already, but JoJo's trying to make quick work of that, taking him down both with Cappy. It looks like this dive comp's absolutely annihilating PSU. And they need to change something up quick because they do have the McCree, however, that could stop them. Both kind of the Winston and Tracer. The hammer down comes in, doesn't find a lot of value, but that's fine because he's gonna try to hold, but he goes down almost immediately. And it looks like the rest of PSU's on the left side of the point can't really happen. Fantastic gets dived on once again and gets taken down almost immediately. Vision gets Josh, and that's just a cleanup right there. PSU needs to reset or just die on point.
Yeah, and it's kind of arrogant from Kodama to stay on this Reinhardt here. He hasn't been getting a ton of value about it. His shatters have been subpar because he doesn't have his team to follow, because his team is dead, because Faffer is just going crazy. And Argon's going to swap to the Zarya to try and enable the Reinhardt more, but to be honest, you know, the comp coming out from Spec Gaming, they don't care about the Reinhardt. They're not going on the Reinhardt. You know, they're going to go on your backline. They're going to go on the squishy Zen that has no peel. And so a lot of ultimates coming out from Spec Gaming here. We'll be seeing the, I'm sure, like a nano boosted Winston coming out. Happy running very low. Here's the bomb. Oh!
Ooh, the bomb does find one onto Argon, and it looks like he's gonna go in there. Pfeiffer gets another shot onto Josh. Fujo trying to finish up. Fission gets out of the mech almost immediately. Cappy's just cleaning up in the backline though. As soon as they lost McCree, Diana is just vulnerable to that to the Tracer.
Fantastic doing a lot, but it's funny because Cappy's on the point. Trying to duel it out here. Cappy's gonna head out. It's gonna be a reset. 60 seconds on the clock. Nice pick off from Faffer here. Here's the nano boost.
Ooh, it's going in now. You have Kodama who's still on the Reinhardt, however, just not finding a lot of value. He's just holding shield up. He can't go in because, well, now he has his Zarya. Maybe he can do a lot more work here.
Shatter
But
soon.
Josh,
Jojo gets taken down.
that's what you need to see from that McCree. He needs to stun him and fan the hammer. Now you have the left side. The anti is onto him. However, Kodama gets the hammer down, gets 3 of them down. Sujo popping off the high noon, gets yeet balls. That hammer down is absolutely huge, stopping them in their tracks. Vision's gonna try to run out of here as fast as he can. He's out of the mech and he's just by himself.
Yeah, and it feels like the dive composition has been falling apart for Spec Gaming here. They really need to go on the back line. And Joshua and Ramiel just haven't been dying. They really need to take care of this back line. They can't just keep going front to back here. I don't like the swap onto Sujo. Nice!
Ooh, fantastic in the back line. Gets a two-man with that. Gets Vision out of his mech, and he's just going to clean up the back line. Meanwhile, Kodama's just going to try to help take E-balls and both Cappy off the point. The Graviton into the sky keeps Lucio off the point. Cappy does finish off Sujo, however. That's kind of hard to see from a McCree versus Tracer, but that's fine. It looks like he's going to clean it up, and he's going to take the point.
Big plays coming out from Power Supply unit here. They are able to defend, but respectable 2.5 points coming out from Spec Gaming. They certainly gave it to them at the start of the match, but as the time was passing and as these comps kept changing, these corridors, those small corridors on the third point, just they're not as effective for dive comps, and Spec Gaming kind of fell apart there. They need to be able to hold on this first point or the second point, and make sure that PSU don't touch that gold box of victory, or PSU is going to take this series 3-0.
Yeah, definitely. You do get choked up at the end there, and you can't really push forward after that. But what we've seen from PS2 is if they go back to the comps they were running before, you know, if they don't just, like, try to just show off, they can definitely take this point easily. Like, they did it before, and they can do it again, but...
It looks like they're showing off a bit. They're going for a bit of the disrespect play with the Torbjorn and the McCree. Not the most ideal heroes here. Faffer on this defense is going to be playing the Widow. And, you know, I'm really okay with this. Oh, no, Faffer's going to be swapping to the McCree. Also, very good. We've seen a bit of him on the McCree towards the end of that attack there. I only have a couple more seconds to try and get into position here on this point, but it's going to be sort of like a double sniper setup with Volker on the Mercy to try and augment some of that damage.
Kodama's gonna shoot his Fire Strike already. Yeah, you do have Cappy and both Vapor on McCree kind of cowboy style, you know, composition. But, you know, as long as he can find some value with his Dynamite and the Flashbang, they can definitely do some damage here. I don't know about the Torb though coming in from Josh, however. It's just like, it seems like it's not going to get as much value as it would if they, like, on a pirate ship kind of thing. As soon as they get this point, maybe it'll show some more value, but at this point, you know, if we're taking down Sujo, it's not going to do anything after that.
Torb trying to come in onto the corner of the point.
It is shooting into the backline, and Kodama gets a pick as well as Argon. This is what you need to see now. They're both running in with their bubbles and just being a duo that's, you know, scared to be messed with. And you can try to help him out, but, you know, Argon's by himself away from his Reinhardt, so his Reinhardt can't protect him anymore. But it seems like he doesn't even need it at that point because, you know, Kodama's already popping off, getting that pick off the bat. And Yeetballs is just going to have to run away because this whole team just went down in a matter of seconds.
Yeah. Torbjorn not doing a ton of work, but Kodama definitely doing a ton. Sujo ended up dying at the very start of that fight, but also, like, we're looking at Argon's ult charge, and he's been farming completely. We're going to be seeing similar comps, no really change-ups for Spec Gaming. I'm actually a bit worried for them. They need to be taking some high ground plays. Kodama goes down though.
Ooh, the hammer down does come in for Fission, but, you know, the rest of his team's gonna follow up. This is such a weird hammer down, because at this point, they're just barely pushing this payload down. Unless you're gonna hold at this point in general, you know, that hammer down could have been saved for a better part of the map, but you don't really have open sight lines here. The team's gonna be back, they're gonna respawn, they're gonna push the card almost immediately. So, you know, why would you...
I'm okay with a bit of the show here. I think that Fission has been pretty good on this Reinhardt game. They're going to be able to get some value out of the next Shatter that they'll be stacking up really quickly. But 6 ults coming out for a Power Supply unit. Sure, we'll be seeing them.
The multi-core, both Graviton got caught by the Bob. But Viper finds a big high noon in the background, getting the Deadeye off on both Kodama and Argon, dropping both the tank. The multi-core is up, but it isn't finding much. Viper does go down, but you really just need to find something here. On a Sleep's Vision, he's just gonna run off and try to hide for as best as he can.
Oh, they didn't go for the charge.
Ooh, there's a fight happening over here. I don't know why that nano went off, but if you can get back into the joke with that nano, you can absolutely pop out. The high noon does come in, cleans it up a bit, does maybe use for a reload, but Kodama's gonna clean it up once more. And they're gonna be able to push that payload as soon as, you know, Spec Gaming chased them down into that hallway and the nano went off from the McCree. It just was a showstopper.
Yeah. Pop quiz. What does McCree summon when he ults?
12 o'clock.
No, what does he summon?
What do you
He
mean?
creates something.
What,
There's
dead
an
eye?
object in the game that he creates. What is it that he creates?
I have no idea. What is
It's
this thing?
tumbleweed.
Oh, that thing. I
Yeah.
thought you were just talking about like what he says. Yes, it's cool tumbleweed, but why does he have one? Does he have like one in his pocket every 5
It's
seconds?
like a no. It's like a meme. You know, like high noon and like the whole tumbleweed thing. It's to signify the passing of time.
Yeah, but why? Where does tumbleweed come from? Is what I'm asking.
It just is summoned. It's the power of McCree.
He just pops it out of his pocket.
Yeah,
It's like one of those like little things that are tightly packed and as soon as you pop them out, they just go.
exactly. So this game is still going on, and Spec Gaming have a ton of ults.
Fantastic! Takes down Cappy.
Yeah, this is a big deal. It's their Ash from the high ground too, and I think now their Wrecking Ball's gonna get a lot.
Ooh, Hammer Downs comes in from both sides. I think we're gonna get the high noon off, but he holds the shield up. Kodama just absolutely denies it. That was such a weird fight of like a hammer down kind of trade, you know, with the shatter. It
Yeah,
was so
there
weird
was
to
like a
see.
double shatter.
Because it happened at the exact same time, but Kodama kind of blocked it after he shattered his Spec Gaming.
Yeah, you know you can right click after you shatter and actually shield the next shatter.
Yeah, it's absolutely.
I know it's so
insane.
weird that you don't have to be aggressive when you shatter.
Ooh. Fisher should have popped out there. The Mercy's trying to res him for some reason, but I mean, he gets it off of him, but what is the point of it? He's gonna go down almost immediately. It's just so much damage here.
Yeah.
And boom, there he goes. Fission finishes, gets finished off by Sujo.
Power Supply Unit have a 3-minute lead to try and take this payload here to the orange box of victory here. Orange, gold, yellow, whatever.
If you're colorblind, you know, it's whatever color you can see.
Yeah, it's actually green for me,
Gray.
but I've heard that it's yellow. Anyways, you know, Argon has the minefields, and that's the big ultimate that we need to really worry about, right? Bob coming out. Is he doing anything? No, he's taking a nap.
Ooh, the bombs go off by the Hammond. Absolutely huge. Does get some damage onto the enemy team. The high noon coming in from Sujo. This is find a lot of value, but that's fine because he can just try to pick off whatever you can on the right side. But Kodama and both Argon just being so aggressive with the McCree death. They're just cowering in the corner at that point on the Spec Gaming side. They're on the right side just holding in.
And this might be coming down to the last fight for Power Supply Unit here. Graviton comes out.
Ooh. Vision goes for that pin onto the Ana, who's still screaming for some reason. I have no idea if that was a bug, but it was just kind of scary to hear. Vision goes down almost immediately, and the rest of the team's on there. Sujo goes and gets Boker. Happy just gets taken down by Kodama. At that point, it's basically a clean sweep. I mean, what?
And Power Supply Unit are going to 3-0 this series. I hope that we get a post-game interview, because we saw some pretty funny comps there. Wrecking Ball, Reinhardt, we saw Wrecking Ball, Roadhog. Baffer was really good and was the star of Spec Gaming's lineup here, especially with the McCree. The Widow was really good. Played very well, but Power Supply Unit just a little better, and that's going to be the end of that series. Nooney, any takeaways you can get from that?
Kodama's pretty good at Reinhardt. That's not my take. PSU actually though, it's monstrous, huge,
Yeah.
mad lads. I don't know what other words I can put it in. Insane.
Yeah. So it looks like we'll be getting Funtastic off the side of PSU here. He was their Lucio, who was consistently booping, and he played a bit of the Ana as well. We're seeing him come in for a post-match interview. Hi, Funtastic. How are we doing?
Good, how are you?
Good. Pretty dominant series for you guys. I definitely noticed the troll picks coming out from you guys, looking like a bit of quick play there on Hollywood.
It's called Mad Lad Comp. I don't know if you've heard about it.
Yeah, it's just a little bit of a... It's called the third map comp.
We like a
Yeah,
little bit of
that's-
spice in our, you know. That's just
You guys-
man.
You guys were looking to try and speedrun the series. I was kind of hoping for more casting time, but wow, you guys ended that quick, huh?
Hey, I'm sorry, you know, we just...
You guys got a date?
Hey, we gave you some entertainment on the last one.
You
I
guys
know
had,
he had to do it to him.
like 10 minutes or something.
You know they had to do it to him. It's just that's the end of it.
They were very close to capping. It was close, but I think after we capped second and they capped it pretty fast, we switched to a more realistic composition because
Yeah.
we didn't
Yeah,
want to throw.
The comp on attack for Dorado was pretty spicy too. But
Yeah, I mean,
Torb Widow comp.
oh yeah, no, actually we didn't run Widow on Hollywood Attack.
Oh yeah,
Oh, you mean Dorado? Yes.
yeah, Dorado attack.
Yeah, Dorado. Yeah. Yeah, we figured if we saved Torb, we should play him. So, I mean, yeah, we usually run it with the Bastion, but that didn't come out because I just really wanted to play Widow. That was it's just a personal preference of mine. But I think that
Sorry.
that was yeah, we played some more traditional comps in the first two matches, just to measure out things, and that's usually what we do with every game we play, and then we just see how it goes, you know.
Yeah, I'm actually like, you guys really dominated this series, and you guys don't look like a losing bracket team coming into this week. Were there any improvements that you had made from the past week, from having lost to the Toronto Tide Pods 1-3?
I think we improved on our ultimates a little bit more. We got more use out of them. You saw some boob shatters, some bomb combos. We definitely ult tracked better, so we made sure that when we were graving that they didn't have trance, even if we didn't have bomb. If you saw in like Lijiang, we graved because we knew it was too early to have trance.
Yep.
That's definitely, yeah.
You guys were doing super well. That boob shatter was great. We loved that. I loved how you guys were winning fights with like one single ultimate, and then everyone else just kept theirs. And that means that, you know, your next fight, you're good to go too.
Yeah, it's we did a lot more ult planning, I would say. Ult tracking, ult planning, which is more of the support job. So I'd say I lacked on that a little bit last week, but definitely pulled it together this week. And we had some of our main roster as well. We were kind of in subs last week.
Yeah, well, you guys are definitely, you know, going to be favorites in the next match, the losers bracket round 3 versus the Morningside Mustangs. That's going to be played in a few days here. And yeah, I'm looking forward to watching that. I won't be casting it, unfortunately. But just a couple of lightning round questions for you, just to end the stream with. Lucio or Moira?
In terms of
Like,
just
cooler?
here, who's cooler? If you don't want to be flamed by your random comp in Overwatch, play Lucio. Okay, but if you wanna go super plat pro on support, go Moira.
Yeah, that's where you shift into their back line and you one
Yep.
v one their Zen, their poor
Yep.
Zen and aim with your right click.
Lower
And just,
rank
like,
you go.
sucking him dry.
Oh yeah, lower rank you go. They can't
Slurp
aim.
it up.
Slurp it up, baby. Slurp up that SR.
Or- that's all.
Juice up, baby. Juice them.
Juice up.
Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
All right, I can respect
Dogs.
that. I used to be a cat person, and then I met my girlfriend, and I love her dogs, and now I love dogs. Even though now I've realized that her dogs are terrible. They made me fall in love with dogs, but now I hate them. So,
No, I hate dogs.
well, because one of her dogs is like super small, and he's a coward, and he only likes my girlfriend, and every other person he pretends like he's a scared little puddle, and is anxious and just hides, and it's like, oh god, how do you live like that? And the next one is just like, she's a massive C word. So
Massive cat.
Last question, what is your favorite meal of the day and why?
Oh damn. I feel like.
I'm talking breakfast, lunch, or dinner.
Yeah, I think dinner.
Hmm.
Just because it's more acceptable to not eat inside of your own home. I feel like going out for dinner or like cooking a meal for your dinner is more socially common than just like eating a sandwich for lunch.
That's true.
If that makes any sense. Like if I'm not gonna cook a huge meal for lunch, but I am gonna spend 2 hours on a goddamn good lasagna.
Yeah, I respect that.
Lasagna.
My personal answer is breakfast because I eat that for dinner all the time, and I really like, you know, eggs and like really good sausage.
Did you say Brenner?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Brenner. Yeah.
Always Brenner.
Brenner all day.
That's gonna be the interview. Thank you so much, Fantastic, for stopping by. Good luck in your match
Yeah.
versus.
Thank you so much.
GG's, all that good
Versus
stuff.
the Morningside Mustangs.
Yeah. Thanks for the cast.
No problem.
Appreciate
You
it.
guys will have fun listening to it. We went on some really big tangents. I'm sure our producer is very, very amused.
Exactly, you know.
I hope you enjoyed the boop combos. Those were definitely.
Those
We
are
had a-
those hammered downs. Tasty.
Yeah, the first map
Love
we
it.
were like, all right, this is pretty cool. Oh,
Slurp
okay.
it up.
P.S. You are crazy. Okay, this is one-sided. Then the second map happens, and you guys full hold them basically on Dorado, and like, you guys are playing a troll comp, and we're like, oh, okay, we're gonna have fun with this.
On did you see my Lucio rollout on the first map?
Yeah, it was sick. You got that boot
Oh.
kill onto JoJo.
Yeah, it was. I was so happy. That's
Rest in
all.
peace, that dude.
Mad man.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was a pretty
Thanks so
good
much,
rollout.
guys.
All right, well, that's gonna be the end of it. Thanks, Fantastic, again.
Yeah.
Nooney, any last words before I end the cast?
Phantom Menace wasn't that bad of a Star Wars movie, to be honest.
It was pretty cheesy, and character progression is terrible. I feel like some of the characters are kind of useless, and I think you're dead wrong. So that's going to be the end of that cast. Thank you guys so much for watching. We appreciate you guys for stopping by. As always, be safe and have a good night. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.